So I guess this match is something to sneeze at. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of dumb things said on Twitter the last 24 hours. Most of it is Magnus is totally dominating the match. The match is over. If it's 6-6, then Fabi loses. So, man, for 3 draws, you guys have a lot of opinions. And these are from the grandmasters and commentators. Last game was more of a Fabi game than a Magnus game. I would say first 20 moves, Fabi was better, and the next 20 moves, Magnus was better. But if anybody was more better, it was Fabiano. And actually, at the important point of the game, when Caruana played Bishop D2, he said he saw the right line and he thought Bishop D2 was the same. And he just forgot about Rook A8, I guess. So it was unfortunate. Let's see if we can like recreate that. Yeah. So this was yesterday's game. I'm trying to do it from memory, which means I'm going to forget. But I forgot more than you guys ever knew. Queen C7 was a weird move. Okay, then Rook E1. Actually, did he play Knight F6 or E5 first? Good question. I think he played E5 first. What do I know? Castles was a bit strange, I thought. It's my opinion anyway. And actually, he played Bishop G4 first. Yeah, so here, White has a really nice position, and this was the key point of the game for Fabiano. After this, he didn't really play very well. He just sort of tried to make the game a draw. He should play Rook takes A5. And after the game, he said this was the variation he saw, and he thought White was better. White has pressure on E5. White has the A file. White has the B file. Black's pieces aren't very good. And he just, for some reason, changed his mind and decided to play here, which after the trade transposes. And I was thinking, if I was Fabiano and the situation that's normally going to be in the match is that he has less time, you would want to get closer to move 40. So even if this did happen, this is less moves than if he'd played the other way. This is move 16, and it would be move 17 if he took the rook first. So still slightly inaccurate. Anyway, Magnus played Rook A8, and even though White is a little bit better here, Fabiano's play was not very incisive. Queen B4 is a little weird. Bishop C3 is probably not very good. And now he just tried to make the game a draw, and he was lucky to do so. And he thought Magnus could have pressed more than he ended up doing. And this ending, which seemed like just a boring draw, ended up being better for Black. And I guess it was this position where he played Bishop F8. Although I could be a move off. No, this wasn't it. Yeah, he had already, Knight B6 had already happened. This was already the case. And yeah, at some point, people wanted him to sacrifice a piece here and get some pawns, which is very strange. Anyway, this is a drawn ending, and he drew without any difficulty. And actually, I was pointing out here that the wrong colored H-pawn for the bishop was something that could come into play, and it ended up doing because they traded the bishop for the knight, and then all the pawns came off the board. So anyway, that was yesterday's game, some of it. And I mean, Fabiano missed a chance by playing Bishop D2 instead of Rook takes A5. Probably Magnus could have pressed more, but it wasn't the most exciting game. All right, let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. He spelled Feingold wrong. The leaked Caruana video. Yeah, I heard about that. I saw some pictures from it. That was pretty funny. Yeah, Kasparov during one of his matches. I think it was against Karpov. I'm not sure. He claimed one of his coaches was a spy, and he fired him during the match. So that was weird. Some people posited that the video that St. Louis put out was fake to trick Magnus. It seems more likely that people are stupid rather than conniving. So probably just a mistake on somebody's part. There's a lot of Rufus and Doofus there, as you guys already know. The Game Hen just subscribed. Go Michael Brooks. Agreed. Go Michael Brooks. Rookie 1 was weak. No, Rookie 1 was okay. Good morning. Carlsen is better. All right. What was the point of trading the light squared bishop? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that line. So, Caruana should have a burger. See, this is why I don't read the chat very often. I like to answer your questions and have a stream that's different than the other streamers who obviously are ignoring the people because of, for obvious reasons. You guys make me want to ignore you too. All right, here's a real question. Do you think in the current days of technology, a world champion can be as dominant? Yeah, technology doesn't have a lot to do with it. Everybody says the following two things, and they're not related. Everybody says, Carlsen's the greatest player ever. And then when I'm like, what? Like, he's like the worst. Of all the world champions, Carlsen's like the closest to his other people. Oh, yeah, that's because of technology. Everybody's really good. So if you're even a little better than them, you're the greatest player who ever lived. Yeah, chess takes a long time and goes for 5 or 6 hours per game. So technology helps you the first 10 moves, then you get crushed. So, yeah, of course, anybody could dominate their opponents if they play well and have a lot of good, interesting ideas. And actually, in the first game of the match, we got to see those interesting ideas because it was a very asymmetrical, complex type of game where one guy was just tearing the other guy up, and then Magnus played terrible, but he was 30 and 40. And, I mean, yesterday's game was just like a lot of trading. So, obviously, if the players want to draw, they can. But when Kasparov was in his prime and Fischer was in his prime, they didn't want to draw. Also, Karpov was always winning a lot of middle games and endings where he was a tiny bit better or equal. I'm not sure what technology has to do with that. So basically, Magnus over the last 5 years has been slightly better than the other guys. But the main reason he's higher rated is he's more consistent. It's very strange if Magnus totally fails in a tournament. He's done it, but it's pretty rare. Whereas you could see Kramnik, Caruana, Nakamura, Geary, Wesley So, MVL, Dinglerin. If they win a tournament, you're like, oh, that's good. Then if the next tournament they come in last, you're like, oh, that's bad. And it's not shocking. So Aronian's a good example. So these guys aren't as consistent as Magnus. Magnus generally is first, second, or third, and third is bad for him. So even though Magnus isn't dominating his opponents like Karpov, Kasparov, and Fischer did, he is much more consistent than the other top 10 players. For example, Caruana had the 7-0 start in this 2014 Sinkfield Cup, but then what happened? Wesley So, 2 years ago, won every tournament. He won the Sinkfield Cup, then he won the London Chess Classic, then he won Tata Steel, then he won the U.S. Championship. He did all that in 5 months. And those were the only tournaments he played in. So somebody who does that, that's the domination you would expect from Fischer, Kasparov, or Karpov. And then all of a sudden, Wesley went from number 2 in the world to number 8. And Fabiano went from number 2 in the world to number 3 to number 4 to number 2 to number 3 to number 4. MVL went from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Nakamura just dropped off the face of the earth and basically just plays blitz chess now on the internet. So Magnus isn't doing that. Magnus is always number 1 in the world, even if it is close. And when Magnus has a bad tournament, it's because he tied for second. So he doesn't dominate the other players, but he's much more consistent with playing well. When Magnus plays badly, he comes in second. And when the other top 10 players play badly, they come in last. So, having said that, this match is very close because Fabiano doesn't necessarily play bad. So if Fabiano's at the top of his game, there's no reason why he's an underdog. The reason people think he's an underdog is that Fabiano isn't always at the top of his game. Fabiano has fantastic tournaments that he wins, like the Sinkfield Cup in 2014, the Candidates tournament this year. But then he has bad tournaments where he comes in fifth. So obviously when you're finishing behind Shanklin, you got some work to do. Yeah, it's unclear if they leaked his prep by accident or it was a trick, but it seems much more likely it was an accident. I don't think it matters very much. It's funny, though. Anyway, so every game, either side can win or draw, and that's why this match is very interesting. And hopefully we go all the way to the end, and that way I get to read more crazy Twitter comments. Like, this match is over, even though it's tied. What? So, very strange commentary on the internet about the games. D4, E4. I've been wrong every game about the opening, so asking me doesn't help. I predicted on the Insta there was a Twitter poll by US Chess, and I predicted, what did I predict? The Petrov. My thing says 87 viewers, and this says 504. That means it's time to refresh. 467. I had 504 and I lost viewers? Man, harsh. Now, before today, you could watch the other streamers, which wasn't exciting, but now you can watch Ginger GM. So, got to watch that. So, try to have me and Ginger on at the same time and have our voices come on the same time to confuse the audience. Now, I already had coffee at home, so I just got Perry. I didn't make a pot of coffee because I already had coffee. If Christy comes in to work today, she's been in Ohio for the last 4 days. I think she's back, but I'm not sure. If she comes into work today, then she'll probably make coffee. First move H4 exclam. It's 9:56, so I don't think there's a first move yet. Let's see. Looks very drawish. Well, it's equal. I wouldn't say it's drawish. I missed a lot of the chat because I refreshed the stream to see how many viewers I had. So I missed half the chat. Magnus, the chess championship is coming back to the USA with a senior champion. Okay. What? I see 482. Hi, everyone. Hey, Karen. It's Karen. No, Ginger GM stealing viewers. He has more viewers than me. No. But we both have more than Chess Bra? Very suspicious. That doesn't sound right. I'm starting to think these things aren't necessarily accurate. Can I get a gifted sub? Yeah, somebody gift him a sub. Let's see. So somebody must have gifted subs and I missed it because I missed a lot of the chat. So, it says D4 with advantage plus 0.44, auto moderation held for sexual reasons. Yeah, you can't say D4 in my stream. I mean, you get in trouble. Okay. You could donate $1 million if the first move is F6 and your money is safe. Go Karen. Go Karen. I got banned from World Chess Site. Yeah, turning on me and Ginger at the same time is risky. That's true. Okay, the chat's going too quickly. So Pentaglian gifted 10 subs, but I missed it. That's when I refreshed the stream. So thanks, Pentaglian. You're the best. 10 gifted subs. And also, Dark Matter subscribed, and the game hand resubscribed. Go Michael Brooks. But somebody subscribed before we started. Oh yeah, Skills Undercover. He subscribed an hour ago. So he didn't want anybody to know. So there we go. So we already have a lot of subs and some gifted subs. I like when we have a lot of subscribers. That's good. And like that. So yeah, what do I do so people can't talk for 10 minutes? Do I have to set that again? It's the follow 10 thing. I forgot what I did, although I can see what I did. I don't know if I have to do that every time or I have to take it off. Let's see what Chess Bay told me yesterday, because you guys are getting suspicious over here. Yeah, we had some crazy people yesterday. They weren't crazy like a fox. Okay. Let's see if this does it. Whoops. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. There we go. Do I watch any NBA games this year? No. How do you gift subs? I don't know. But thank you. I do know at the top of my stream on my computer, it says gift a sub right over the stream. So that's probably how you do it. Never listen to Chess Bays. Correct, but incorrect. Let's see if Ben banned me. You're banned and your children and so forth. Okay, so we have 630 viewers, so that's good. When's the last time studying and trying to improve? Never. Magnus, oh, it is 10 o'clock. So, okay. So Magnus played C4. Okay, that's explosive or something. Promote. All right. And then E5. A lot of grandmasters over the last 40 years who want to play C4 but don't want to allow E5, play knight F3 first, and then play C4. And it seems like people are playing C4 again. So, yeah. Was it a mistake or a stunt? It was probably a mistake. That's the most likely. And then, let's see, what'd they do? Knight C3, knight F6, knight F3, and knight C6. That's funny, I was showing this yesterday, how white can play E4 here, which, will not be played. G3. All right, so I'm guessing we're going to see about 15 quick moves and then a novelty from Fabiano. Have you made a prediction on who will win? Fabiano. Go Fabiano. Man, I got to deny that, although I agree with the sentiment. Karen's home, but she'll be here soon. How are you? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Okay, D5, as expected. All right, this is after C4, E5 at the top level. This is every game ever played ever. And I think both players have had both colors at this position. So this is going to be a lot of prep. And yeah, Fabiano will play a new move before Magnus probably. I'm guessing about move 15. Yay, 9 cents. Yeah, when you get to the stream, like half an hour after everybody else, and you say, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? That means it was said on the stream like 500 times already. So when you say stuff like, did you hear Alekhine beat Capablanca in the match? That's about when you say stuff already that's been said. Okay, and then after Bishop G2, Fabi plays a move that he likes, that he's played before, that's not very common, Bishop C5. And Knight B6, I think, is the most common move. But Fabi's played Bishop C5 before. Clara Cottontail gifted 5 subs. There goes Clara Cottontail gifting down the bunny trail. All right. Yeah, so Bishop C5 is a move that Fabi likes to play more than other players. So I'm sure that Magnus was well prepared for this. Stanley did die yesterday. It's true. Does Eric Rosen commentating somewhere, every word misspelled? Wow. Probably. And let's see, what else is happening? No, he's not moved yet, which is slightly strange, but only slightly. Where am I? Oh, that's where I am. Okay. Man, Chess24 got to update their software in their game. Okay, so everybody castled. Everybody's happy. Okay. And then D3. Everybody's in their prep. Now, for some of you that are confused, this is also a Sicilian dragon in reversed. So just imagine that the person who has white, those are the black pieces. You can see that's a dragon formation. And then the opponent's playing unusually. So let me show you what I mean. Let's pretend it was a dragon Sicilian. Pretending is fun. Okay, got a dragon Sicilian. Then let's play bishop c4, which is an unusual move. Now, white usually would play like f3, bishop e3, queen d2, and play a Yugoslav attack. But let's pretend he castled and black castled. This would be a line of the dragon you wouldn't see white playing in a super GM game. Here it's white's move, but if it was black's move and black played knight c6, that's the board position we have now with the colors reversed. So it's a Sicilian with colors reversed, with Fabi playing a strange line, and that's the position here. It's hard to imagine it because it's about 420. Okay, so Fabi played rook e8. And again, this is just the beginning of Fabiano's preparation. He likes playing bishop c5. He's played it before, and it's not the most common move, but it's a line that Fabiano likes with black. Why isn't c4, d5 with the extra tempo? Even better. Well, it is. It's better to be on the move. Normally in chess, white starts with a small advantage. So let's say after e4, c5, you claim that white has a slight advantage. A lot of super GMs play e4. And then if it was the other person's move, maybe it would be equal. So if it was equal, then Fabiano would be happy. So I would guess in either case, after e4, c5, I'd rather have white, although I have black. And after c4, e5, I'd also rather have white. But again, it's not like a winning advantage. It's just chess. So, which character in Family Guy? Probably all of them. Man. Maribor, go Maribor. It's fun to pretend sounds a lot like Stewie. Yeah. Can you add the clock? I cannot. Topalov played knight b6, but you spelled Topalov wrong. Why wasn't e5 a free pawn before the rook moved? Okay. Yeah, you could play that, and then this looks good for black. Materials equal, and I think black's just winning, right? So this would be winning for black. I guess white could take here and then play d4, but I don't see why that gives white an advantage. Probably black is better. Yeah. So that doesn't quite work. Knight takes e5. When there's a lot of captures possible, you have to do a lot of analysis. This is just well-known opening prep. A lot of grandmasters have had this position, so the tactics don't work for white. Okay, so rook e8, and Magnus is thinking. Okay. So we're early in Fabiano's prep, and that's the advantage, obviously, Fabiano has over Magnus as his opening preparation. Seems like Fabiano's a harder worker than Magnus in that respect. And Magnus obviously goes skiing more and Plays basketball and soccer stuff. Okay, correct Stewie, Gligorich. Is it checkmate yet? Not yet. Tell us more about the four knights variation. This is the four knights variation. Pretty popular. Is bishop g5 good? I mean, it's legal. I wouldn't call it good. Okay, so he played bishop to d2, and Fabiano took on c3. Problem is that eventually something has to happen with this knight because it's getting attacked at some point. And when the bishop's on e7 in this variation, the knight often goes to b6. b6 isn't a good square for the knight in this variation because of the bishop on c5. So if we harass the bishop, it's going to have to retreat back here. If black wants to play bishop to b6, which would be logical playing the bishop c5, then we don't want to play knight b6. So either play knight b6 or bishop b6. If you're going to play bishop b6, you got to do something about this knight. So he took on c3, and bishop takes was played, and then knight to d4. And this is like early into Fabiano's prep. It's possible Magnus prepared this too and even looked at it yesterday, but it's definitely for sure Fabiano knows this position and knows it well. And this is very close to already completely equal with, Magnus getting nothing out of the opening. And again, Magnus isn't super concerned with winning out of the opening. I think Magnus is more concerned with getting a bad position out of the opening because of Fabiano's prep and then struggling the whole game. I think if all 12 games have equal or very tiny advantages for either player, that's fine with Magnus. He figures he can outplay Fabiano, or in the worst case scenario, tie the match and go to the playoff, which he's considered a favorite. And Fabiano, obviously with the black pieces, wants to get a very equal position where he's not worse at all. And with white, he wants to get an advantage. So I would say at the moment, Fabiano's opening has worked out well. He is just about equal. He's still in his prep. And it's more important for Fabiano to play free moves than for Magnus to play free moves. And by free moves, I mean moves that are in preparation that you play without thinking, so you get closer to the time control. Obviously, if one of the players is considered a slower player, it's Fabiano. If somebody's going to get in horrible time trouble, it could be either player, but it's more likely Fabiano. So if we get to move 15 or 20, and then Fabiano says, okay, that's all I know, and he starts playing his own moves, that's better for him than if it's like move 7. So yesterday, we saw Magnus play queen c7 pretty early. In fact, it was this position. Magnus played queen c7, and okay, Magnus is putting Fabiano on his own, so he's hoping to get him into some kind of time trouble. And today, we're further along in the game, and it's clear to me that Fabiano already knows this position. Looking at the computer evaluation now doesn't matter much because we're still in Fabiano's prep, and the engines that he uses to prepare these variations is better than the one that we have. And not only is it better, but it's probably been running for days or weeks on these positions, not for the 5 minutes that we have. So people like to be critical of the players, but so far nobody's won a game. So let's see. Please recap the English. I mean, Magnus doesn't want to play bad moves to avoid preparation. He wants to play good moves. So, are they playing in person? Were they playing from outer space? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, chat still is nonsense. The Duke of Death just subscribed. Yay. We have 946 viewers. So that's good. Arthur Bernardoc just subscribed. Thank you. Okay. So there you go. Etc. Go, viewers. All right. Well, the chat makes no sense as usual. So I'll try not to read the chat if I can avoid it. I like to answer the questions in the chat that relate to the match, the players of the game. But most of the chat is just, it seems like small children are writing and they spell everything wrong and what they say makes no sense. Oh, well. So get your mommy's credit card and donate. So knight d4. Now, what's interesting for me is in this position, obviously Magnus could have taken with the b pawn, giving him the open b file and control of the d4 square. However, in that instance, bishop d2 doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You play bishop d2 to take with the bishop, so your bishop's good. Bishop's not very good here. And it seems like black could just play e4 and sort of mess up white's pawn structure. So, yeah. Bishop makes a lot more sense. He's played bishop d2. Okay, and obviously, at this level, when you trade all the pieces off, it's very hard to win because these guys don't make mistakes unless it's super complicated. When it's super not interesting, they play pretty well. So if there's no pieces on the board and the computer's saying 0.1 for either player, those games are generally draws. Whereas if all the pieces are on the board and it's asymmetrical, people tend to make more mistakes in those situations. Anyway, a shout out to Wesley So. Obviously in India, Tata Steel, they're playing the Blitz. And I woke up early, but not early enough to watch that. And when I woke up, Wesley had 3 out of 6 in the Blitz. And everybody's, 27, 2,800. So. And then the last 3 rounds, Wesley won all of them when I was watching. So he's in second place behind Hikaru. So go America. Hikaru first, Wesley So second in the Tata Steel Blitz. And they finish tomorrow. They played 9 games today and 9 games tomorrow. Now, if you're not getting enough chess by watching the GM tournament in St. Louis and the Iranian semifinal championship and the Women's World Championship and the tournament in China and Shenzhen, that you could watch Blitz tomorrow morning, like 3 a.m. in the U.S., 4 a.m. From India. That you could watch Hikaru and So play the Indians. Praggnanandhaa did really well today. He got 3.5 out of 9, and his opponents were pretty good. So I would expect something like 1 out of 9 if I was playing. And Praggnanandhaa has about the same rating as me, so I guess he's faster and better and stronger. So there you go. And he drew Hikaru from a lost position in the last round today. Okay, so we have some moves after knight to d4. I don't know what they were, but we have them. Looks like b4, attacking the bishop. And once again, Caruana moved instantly, bishop to d6. Also possible was bishop to b6. And again, this is just preparation. So bishop to d6 obviously keeps an eye on the pawn. So for example, if white takes everything, black has the choice of taking on g3 or b4. Obviously, b4 is safer. It's not really a choice for Fabiano because it's still in his prep. So he'll play whatever move he prepared. So does b4 gain space and Magnus is going to start a minority attack? Or is b4 weak? The answer is fries. So what I'm wondering is what the engine thought of bishop to b6. Let's see what the weak engine thinks. The engine that could. Bishop to b6 is the weak engine's first choice. And it says they're about the same. So this seems like Fabi had a look at this position after b4 and decided in his preparation that he preferred bishop to d6, although it seems like all the moves are good. And obviously, If I was coaching Fabiano, which I'm not, but if I was, then what would Fabiano do in this position? Let's see if you guys in the chat are paying attention. If I was Fabiano's coach, what would he play in this position? I'll also accept resigns because that's funny. Anybody? Yes, Bishop F8. The first answer is correct. Yeah. Bishop F8's not a bad move either. So these are the three logical moves. And if Fabiano didn't have this in his preparation, he would have thought about 5 minutes. But he played Bishop D6 immediately because he's still in his preparation. Is Magnus in his preparation? Probably not. The reason Magnus isn't in his preparation is that in this position, I think black has a lot of choices of what to do, and knight takes and knight d4 is just one of them. And possibly that wasn't what worried Magnus the most. He might have been thinking about other stuff. And so he may not have looked at this terribly deeply. And Fabiano decided that's what he would do in that position, and Magnus doesn't know that. So once again, Magnus has deeper preparation than Magnus? Fabiano has deeper preparation than Magnus. It doesn't really matter. The position's about equal. Every time somebody has deeper prep, that just means their opponent's thinking first. It doesn't mean they have an advantage. It just means they've looked at it more. It's not necessarily going to affect the outcome of the game. And again, the opening is only a small part of the game. Now they got to play chess. So this is the part I don't understand. If this was a game played in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, obviously computer preparation didn't exist. But how is computer preparation going to help you once you're out of prep? You got to play chess. And in those situations where you get positions like these, for example, in the 70s and 80s, Karpov was just beating everybody from these kinds of positions with either color by outplaying them over a long series of moves. And that's like Magnus's bread and butter, but it's not necessarily going to work against Fabiano. I mean, the player that Magnus reminds me of the most is Karpov. I mean, opening prep is okay, and then he's slowly outplaying his opponents in equal or slightly better positions. Very slightly. Okay, and then he played rook to b1, defending his b pawn. And again, Magnus wants to, get some space on the queen side, make use of his nice bishop. It's kind of position that Yasser Seirawan would play with white, and he would like white here because, white has this nice bishop. He's got the c file to work on. He can be annoying on the queen side. So you should watch Yasser's commentary. Rawr, he'll say white's doing great. The engine doesn't agree and says black is fine. And the engine does something that I think is very Fabi-like, which is to take the knight and then play c6 and basically do some more trades. Bishop h3 and keep trading and trading and trading until they agree to a draw. Now, for reasons I don't understand, it was at first saying that this position was slightly better for black, like this much. I would rather take white here, of course. And now it's saying all zeros. So Fabi had good preparation and is prepared to an equal position, but it's one that has play for both sides. It's asymmetrical. Both sides have winning chances. Obviously, a draw is the most likely, but I think both players are reasonably happy with the outcome of the opening. Although yesterday, when they asked Magnus, were you happy with the outcome of the opening? He said, nope. And he made a funny noise with the P. So anyway, 1,000 viewers adieu. Hooray for the adieus. Let's go back and read the chat and then cry at how terrible the chat is. Bishop F8, that's good chat. Always play King B1 mate. Yeah. Wouldn't Bishop F8 just give up a pawn? No, it would not. Bishop takes G1. Would you consider knight D2 for white? I'm guessing you meant the previous move. Yes, I would. Magnus is playing reactively rather than out of preparation. How about both? blah, blah, blah. What do I think of A3? Pretty passive. That's what I think of it. Pretty passive. Rook B1 is almost always better than A3 when you're doing a queenside advance because you'd like to play A4 and push your pawns and you want your rook to support the advance. Is this going to be an exciting game? No. I think the first game was very exciting, and I think this will not be an exciting game. Magnus is better prepared for skiing, it's true. What's the opening? It's a 4 Knights English. Everybody's playing F3 and F6 because it's blitz chess. Would Karpov dominate over Carlsen? We need time machines to find out. Could we have a recap? We'll have a recap occasionally. I don't want to have one every 5 minutes. Odds of a draw, 80% here, I guess. Have I ever beaten Yasser? In slow-rated, FIDE-rated play, I have not. In blitz tournaments and blitz chess for fun, many times. Many. Why didn't Black exchange Knights 1 move earlier? I don't know. That's not his prep. His prep is to play Bishop D6. Fabi is never out of book. Rawr! Why does Fabi want to draw? Because he has the black pieces. And then win with white, draw with black, and become the world champion. Yay! Grady in red is continuing the gift sub he got from... Yay! Thanks, Pantaglian, for the gift sub. How many positions, 10 moves in will they have prepared for? What? I don't know. I need English. What language was that? The computer says some nonsense. Hey, Ben, what are my thoughts on Nakamura rooting for Carlsen? Yeah, I don't care. If Nakamura didn't say something ridiculous, it would be weird. I Insane just subscribed. Hooray. You are the reason I got into chess. Greetings from Germany. Hello. Can they eat during the game if it's long? Why is this asked every day if they can eat? How is that relevant? Yeah, I'm sure there's food for the players. Are you safe from wildfires in Atlanta? Yes, we're very safe. All it does is rain. So it's rained for like 4 days straight. Nakamura is a filthy traitor and a bad person. I mean, some of that is right. Yasser has a whole YouTube video of playing Rook B1 with English. Correct. Will Magnus play the Chigorin? Do you mean D4, D5, C4, Knight C6? If you do, the answer is no. If that's what you meant. There's more than one Chigorin. What about white trades knights and wins a pawn with his bishop? Well, we just discussed that. That's then this pawn is hanging, and he can also take that pawn, and that's why he played Rook B1. Now, if it was white's move, he probably would take and take. Yeah. Has there ever been a world championship with all draws? No. I can't watch St. Louis anymore. Correct. Why doesn't Magnus play the London? He's in London. Ha, ha, ha. That's a good chat. 80% draw. That's about right. Yeah, making mistakes would help your opponent win. Yasser and you were nearly the same rating. Wow. Yasser is always about 200 points higher than me. He's not now, but throughout his career. So no, we're not the same rating. We could do that. Karen doesn't want to do the stream. She'll come on for a few minutes, but she doesn't want to sit here for hours. She's busy. St. Louis, 910. Okay, so Fabiano played as expected. Okay. And he could play C6 here, would be the most likely, I guess, to thwart the bishop and allow his own bishop to move. So I guess the only way we're going to see a knight in this game is if Nakamura takes over. Promoting to a knight. Why would it matter what color Fabi wins with? It doesn't matter. It's win with either color. Yeah. Why do people make between dead people and current masters? Jimi Hendrix was the best. Jimi Hendrix was the best, correct. Go Jimi Hendrix. What happened that Archer, he got 4.5 out of 5. Somebody earlier this stream asked about Evelyn. Evelyn has 6 out of 8, and she's tied for 4th in the girls under 8. There's 3 rounds left, and they should be playing right now. In fact, let me have a look. Have a look at her position. Should be showing it. Girls under 8, World Cadet. They're playing round. Oh no, they're not playing round 9 right now, which I don't understand. Oh, maybe they started 11. My time. Maybe. I don't know. I would think they're playing round 9 right now. I'm surprised they're not showing the game. All right. Well, Evelyn has 6 out of 8, and I'm sure the family would thank you. And probably we'll get Evelyn on the stream here when she gets back from Spain. Maybe she'll do some analysis with me for games 9 or 10. Maybe. But Archer tied for first in the tournament. He went to the grade championship, and he gained about 11 or 12 rating points. Run Good was running good. 08 just subscribed. Thank you. Would it be good for Magnus trade and get rid of 2 black center pawns? Sure. Are you still vegan? Obviously. My question made complete sense. Okay. I need to know what they're having for lunch. Knight F3, Bishop E3 played. King takes F3, Bishop. Can't you guys write one thing that's correct? Just once. Everything you write is wrong. How do you do that? It's all different people too. Like nobody can actually write the moves down correctly. Like you guys need to go to the doctor or something. Are they allowed to open Facebook on their phone? Is that a serious question? Is there live footage? There is. The more you pay, the more live footage you get. What openings are you surprised aren't being played? The Petrov and the Berlin. Nobody's played E4, E5 yet. Crazy. Eating is important. That's right, Karen. Okay, it looks like he played A6. I don't think Fabi's in his prep, but he might be. Probably this is the end of his prep. What are you allowed to do while you wait for their move? I mean, what do you mean? Would Grishuk be higher rated if smoking at the board would be allowed? I don't know. How can anyone force a win? Check over Sicilian. Eating is bad for cognition. Okay, we have 1,200 viewers to do. Hooray. Does C5 refute the London? Sure. If you become ill at the tables, you forfeit the game. How do you memorize all these lines? I don't know. Is Yasser 200 IQ points higher than you two? Probably. Why don't you do a collaboration stream with Ginger GM? Nonsense. Is chess at the point someone make a mistake for it not to be a draw? It's always like that. Why B4 is hanging? The bishop C3 isn't protecting it, question mark. Fabi should play the Brooklyn. All zeros already. Correct. Magnus marginally butter. What is Naka's reaction when he looks at his bank account? Probably, frankly, ridiculous. I think Fabi's out of prep now, so yeah. Will the SLCC Caruana prep leak have a significant effect on Carlsen's prep? No. Jimi Hendrix or Magnus? Jimi Hendrix. I chose pink for Caruana. What? Hello. Knife F5. Wait, what? I'm missing stuff. Yasser 2620, Ben 2487. You really are worse than Yasser. Yasser's the 4-time U.S. champion, and he was top 10 in the world. So I'm not like in Yasser Sirwan's class. I mean, now I'm better than Yasser, but that's a different story. Yasser's a lot older than I am. Explain who Evelyn is. Evelyn Chow is a youngster who comes to our club a lot. She's in Spain playing in the World Cadet right now. She has 6 out of 8 in the under 8 section. And we raised some money for her on the stream to make it, easier to go. That's who she is. Why can't I go back enough? What's Archer's rating? About 1,700. JMS Camelot subscribe. It's Jenny. Jenny's here. Go, Jenny. She's on Twitch. Wow. Good job, Jenny. You figured it out. Why you chose to be a vegan. It was a New Year's resolution. What else are you guys saying? Can you do commentary with somebody I never heard of? No. 2 + 2 is 4. You did say something correct in the chat. Very good. Always play Bishop F8 for the next game. Correct. Are they real and spectacular? They are. Ben, correct. A6 played. Rufus and Doofus. Berlin is the best. Would you rather be Rick Sanchez or Professor Farnsworth? Probably Rick Sanchez. Good question. When are you coming back to Michigan? I was in Michigan 2 weeks ago. Are the players allowed to stand and move around during the... Yeah, they are allowed to do that. No coffee. I had coffee at home. I figure if Christy comes into work today, I'm not sure if she's coming in today, then she'll make coffee. I had the other times I made coffee, I didn't have coffee at home. So would you try out for Jeopardy? I would not. Risk reward? Yes. 9 cents. Ban the whole chat. Correct. Based on Magnus's body language, blah, 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 blah. Which opening is this? I'll do a recap soon. This is a English opening. Pawn D4 trade with the queens. It says it's too aggressive. So I guess you can't do that. I paid for the official stream, but they suck. Correct. You should team up with Jerry and get Ben and Jerry sponsorship. But I could only have vegan ice cream. Who's the best player you teached? I guess Matt Larson or Atulia Shetty. Who's the best student at CC, SC, HCL? I don't know. Maybe Andrew Jang. Drug testing. Hooray. We have 1,200 viewers. Can you analyze, recap, stop reading the comments? Marginally butter, Alakine, D3 and E3, chat wins, F6. We should ban chat for non-subscribers. Rawr. Adam's mad. I thought about doing that, but I'll let the Rufuses and Doofuses. I think it's for followers and you have to wait 10 minutes. How many more games? I'll never regret it. The more you donate, the less I regret it. Jimi Hendrix or Fisher? Probably Fisher. Fisher was crazier. Yeah. Frankly Zappa. Who's my favorite ball player? Can Magnus beat Fabio the 4-move checkmate? Possibly. I thought Yasser was 2,600. He was 2,600. Let's see. No, Yasser's not 71. They were just kidding. Yasser's about 59. Yeah, I'm okay. How are you doing? Go Ben, correct. Yasser was top 10 in the world. Did he say that? I did say that. Yasser is about 15 years older than Komsky. So it wasn't really the same time. Christy comes at 5. No. Rufio 3D just subscribed. Knife F5, etc. Magnus plays. So he played A4. Okay. We have a move. Yeah, so when he played Rook B1, this was obviously the idea. White's a little bit better, but not really. Yeah. Nakamura. Yeah, I already made the Nakamura joke. That was good. How long till Ben realizes blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. How big is the chess club? It's pretty big, 3,200 square feet. Let's see. That chat makes no sense. Why are there no knights? They traded them. Faster time controls? No, I'd like to see slower. The slower, the better. First 3 games were draws. Saruman chess. Saruman added some pieces to the board for confusion. So, yeah. All right. So we're back to the current chat, which was terrible, just terrible chat. Also, you guys haven't donated enough today, so I have to yell at you. Rawr! I'm mad at you not donating. You guys are the worst, etc. So, I mean, White's a tiny bit better. I think both players are happy with the outcome of the opening. Magnus got a tiny advantage where he's playing on the queen side. That's what he wanted on move 1. Let's do a recap. And he did play c6. So he's blocking it up on the bubble up. Yay, several centidues. Thank you. Okay, so Magnus played c4 for the first time in the match. They played a 4 knights English. Okay, g3. The other popular move is e3. A lot of games lately with e3 and g3. They're both pretty popular. At this position, the super grandmasters used to always put the knight here, the bishop here, and castle. There's so many grandmaster games in that line. But recently, people started playing bishop c5. Fabi's had white and black in this variation. And Fabi was playing instantly every move up until the move bishop to d6. And after bishop d6, both players slowed down. Bishop b6 was also possible, and bishop f8. More trading. The engine wasn't a big fan of a6. I don't think it matters very much. And then c6. So again, this is not an exciting game for the spectators, but Magnus won't care if he wins. This seems like 80% draw, 15% Magnus wins, 5% Fabiano wins from this position. White has a tiny advantage, but I mean, all the knights are gone, and for White to do anything that would give him an advantage, he would have to trade a lot of pawns off the board. So it's not likely anybody's going to win. But okay, I think Magnus is pretty happy with the result of the opening because he has sort of a slight nagging advantage that he likes. So the super duper supercomputer says 0.38 for White. So there you go. It says it's super. Thanks for asking. White's going to play b5 either now or the next move and try to give black an isolated pawn and then try to hammer that pawn. The negative of playing b5 is it activates black's rook on the a file. That's why Fabiano played a6 instead of c6 right away. This way, when Magnus does play b5, black's going to get the a file. So Fabiano wants to trade more pieces and keep trading and hope that he won't lose the game because of the one weakness he's going to have at some point over the next 3 or 4 moves. It's hard to win when there's just one weakness. Usually you have to probe and try to do something else, but there's not much to do because there's no knights on the board. So there's not a lot going on, but it's a little bit better for White. b5 isn't a pawn sack. What am I thinking? Correct. It's not a pawn sack. That's right. 100 centidues. Thank you, Piano 724. You're the best. 9 centidues, even better. Where does the rar face come from? Where did you get that? I don't know. Got to say something. Trade everything, agree to a draw. Correct. How would I score in a 12-game match against Fabi or Magnus? I'd probably lose 6.5-1/2. That would be my guess. Draws are fun. Bishop f8. Can you recap the recap? I could. Never play f6. Correct. Every game will be a draw. No. Why don't you like Hikaru? I don't know. I don't like him. He's such a nice guy. Amr, you suck. Why do you suck? That's not nice. The engine says this is a draw. Normally, we're told pawns point towards the attack. What? Who told you that? How should white begin to attack? B5. Magnus doesn't want too much of an advantage. Correct. What does it mean if the engine says +1? It means it thinks white's a pawn up or thereabouts. Let's see. Have I ever tried La Croix? I have had a lot of LaCroix and or La Croix. 90 move draw or 100 move draw. Correct. What are the times? People ask for recap again. Are male and female players divided when playing tournaments? No, they're not. Have you seen the final season of House of Cards? I have not. Not yet. I will see it, but I haven't seen it yet. Who'd win in sumo? You or both of them together? Magnus is pretty tough. So me against Magnus would be interesting. Me against Fabi would not. They are as much better than you are. You are better than me. What? Okay. Why is Bishop F1 a good move? Because it's great. Will we see the games live? These are the games live. So you're seeing it right now. The more you recap, the more something. What's my favorite character from the Breaking Bad franchise? Walter White, because he's the best. That was easy. The engine says +9. It doesn't say that. How have I enjoyed the series so far? So far, I like it. I assume you're talking about House of Cards. Where's my Perrier? Right here. Right here. Are we drawing today? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Mike's a good character. I like Mike. Ben versus Magnus and Mercy would be very bad for Magnus. What about us filthy slobs? You'll be given cushy jobs. That's pretty good when I can quote 30-year-old Simpsons like that. Like that. And we're like that, son. My stream is free and better than the official stream. Correct. Brian Seaman just subscribed. Correct. Are they afraid of losing or why they draw like every game? Well, they play pretty well. And when both sides play well, a draw is a logical result. So that's why they draw every game. Also, it's a small sample size. If they played 100 games, they would not draw every game. But for 3 games, that's what happens. What's wrong with Mike Hummer? Nothing's wrong with Mike Hummer. This is game 4, as it says, so they've played 3 games. Yeah. Simpsons not 30 years old. Yes, The Simpsons is 30 years old. So, what do you mean? It is. Simpsons is 30 years old. That's how old it is. First season was 1988. This is 2018. Let's see. That wasn't very nice. Why would somebody say such a thing? What did he say before? He just subscribed and then he said some crazy nonsense. Wow. He subscribes and then he gets banned 1 minute later. Wow. That's the quickest I've ever banned someone who subscribed. That was pretty funny. 1989 is incorrect. It was 1988. Incorrect. But thanks for playing. I did say 1988 because it's 1988. Yeah. Debut in 1989. Incorrect. Rawr. Monorail. Yeah, it was on Tracy Ullman before the first episode, the Christmas episode. A lot of people consider Bart the Genius the first episode because they don't consider the Christmas episode a real episode. But obviously it was on the Tracy Ullman show before 89. So, yeah. Can you ban me? I could ban you, yeah. Tracy Ullman sued them to get money because she wanted money. All right. Are there vegan pizzas? Yes, there's vegan everything. Vegan pizza, vegan ice cream, vegan Perrier. Do I know Jerry from Chess Network? Never heard of him. I also never heard of that other guy. Can you ban me? I can. I can't ban you. I want money. Sue everybody. Vegan foie gras. 100 centidues. Beam me up, snotty. The donations are slim pickings today, so we need to donate more during these breaks. See, in this position, Magnus is thinking forever, ever. That's the time for you to donate because there's nothing going on. Now, I expect Magnus will play b5, but he's looking for good preparatory moves. Maybe Magnus thought if he played b5, you guys wouldn't donate, so he's giving you guys a chance. And then when you're done, then I'll play b5. That's pretty likely. Yeah. Maurice Ashley, I think, is 2 years older than me. Yeah. What's this guy saying? Watch me? Okay. Watch me! Rawr! Correct. Vegan Academy. Blah, blah, blah. 128 centidues. 2 to the 8 centidues. Correct. Even the boring games are exciting. It's a world championship. So it's always exciting. $3.14. Yay, it's my first donation. Thank you, buddy 666. $50. Hooray. Thanks for the donation. You're the best. S. Thorn 33. Mainly, etc. is correct. My second donation of the day. I like those donations. Also, I have a $10 donation from Danking55BE. Hooray. And then lots of pie donations, 314. Now, if you're going to donate $3.14, please make sure it's vegan pie. Please. Why not just B5? I think he will play B5. So, 1 cent. Is Ginger really a GM? He is. I'm getting hosted by somebody with a terrible name. Frankly, terrible. Ballpark, frankly, delicious. Is Fabi scared of Magnus? Maybe in a fist fight he'd be scared. Is this a draw already? No, White has a slight advantage. The game just started. How many super GMs in the world are there? Such terrible English. I don't know, 20. Queen to be free? Is that suggested by Ginger GM? Yeah, the Tracy Ullman shorts aren't very good. That's correct. Why are Fabi's pieces always on the back rank? That's where they started. Queen C2 is God? It might even be good. How much do I make from chess? More than you. Do you know what other art form has grandmasters? I guess rap and karate. Do you think this match will be like carjacking, misspelled Carlsen, and then wham, I don't think he took Karyakin too lightly. Are you excited for the new Smashing Pumpkins album? I didn't know they had a new album. Now I'm excited. Yeah, the Troy McClure clip shows were pretty good. Did you throw a party when you got your GM title? I think so. It was a long time ago. I forgot. How many GMs in the top 10? I think 10. Could someone become a GM if they didn't start young? No. How many people do you know personally said to be genius? 2 or 3. I'm 1250. Can I be GM? No. There are 6 super GMs and a partridge in a pear tree. Tell us we suck. You know you suck. Who decides what's best? The ability? Yeah, sure. Beavis and Butthead. How much time does Magnus have? Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you guys the time yet. The internet says Magnus has 1 hour and 9 minutes, and Caruana has 1 hour and 33 minutes. And I have 2 sites going, so I'll see what the other site says. Also, how's Evelyn doing? Where's Evelyn Chow? So mad, no Evelyn. Um, this site says the same thing. Magnus an hour and 8 minutes. Fabiano 133. So Fabiano with a big time advantage. If he is out of his preparation, he's barely out of it. I'm thinking A6 is not in his preparation, but he had positions like these and has a good idea how to play them. Go Evelyn, correct. Yeah, that's correct. Maurice Ashley is going to be on The Daily Show, so watch that. What's my best insult? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. 1,263 viewers adieu. I'm 2,300. Can I be a GM? No. Hello. Thanks for joining. Will we get to 1,300 viewers in the next 5 minutes? The answer is fries. Ding versus Lirin. No. Ben became a GM at 30. Wow, I didn't know that. I always thought it was 40. Can you try doing analysis with the help of the supercomputer? I can't. Maurice won't let me. What do you get if you pay for watching the game? I don't know. My indolence is not effective. Correct. I'm 369. Can I be a GM? Sure. 2677. Can I be a GM? No. Did you leave St. Louis because the Rams left? Sure. Why not? When did you become an IM? 20s? Yeah, when I was 20. Who's better, Magnus or Carlsen? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're saying maybe after B5, he'll take, and get a passed A pawn. Also possible, but I doubt it. It's possible. Nice beard. Thank you. How overrated is Wash U? Wash U's a great school. Yay, somebody gave me a few cents. Yes. Are there winning plans here for either player? Yeah, White's going to try to win by, after playing his minority attack, forcing a weak black pawn somewhere, and then trying to win the pawn eventually. And black has very small winning chances. $10, Angriest Tofu. Vegan on vegan donation action. Thank you, sir. That's my kind of tofu. I had a burrito yesterday that had extra tofu. I ordered tofu with extra tofu. So I'm still alive somehow. You're also vegan, correct? Breaking CNN sues Trump. That's breaking? Do you think being vegan improves chess abilities? Yeah, sure, why not? Um, 501 centidues. Thanks for the centidues. The best 4 killers. Yay, thanks for the donation. Nighthawk LOL just subscribed. Thank you very much. Of all the world champions, which one's father was the best player? You're making me think. I mean, the only one I know for sure that was around 2000 strength is Magnus's. So the other world champions, I don't know about their fathers playing chess. So I don't know. Magnus is dead. Henrik is about 2000. So maybe there's another answer I don't know about. $9, Jam C Night. It's okay to says the preposition in an informal setting. All right. Why is that Stockfish ELO rating 3,300, but 10 years ago was lower? What? 200 centidues. I just want to be Ben. Why can't I be Ben? Change your name to Ben, then you're all set. 200 centidues. Ricky 1 was played. Man, the engine doesn't like Ricky 1. It says, frankly, terrible. Frankly, ridiculous. So, yay, 200 centidues. What defense did Caruana play? It was in English. Morphy was only 2,300. Do you miss Ken West? Do I? Paul Morphy's dad versus Carlsen's dad. That's probably pretty close. Probably for the time, Morphy's dad was better than Carlsen's dad. But if I put Morphy's dad in a time machine and he played Carlsen's dad, that'd be pretty close. $29.99. Moldy toast. I had a layover near your chess center yesterday. Someday I'll come visit. 9. Yeah, come on, man. Why aren't you here? Well, I'm hoping the Democrats put Kamala Harris, because I like Kamala Harris. So that's the one I'm hoping for. Go Kamala Harris. I'm not a big Joe Biden fan because Joe Biden is 99 years old. I mean, he's not really, but close. I don't like when politicians are in their 90s and they run for president. I don't know. Seems like that's not when you should be the president. So Kamala Harris, go whoever she is. And I've seen her in person. Probably the only one running for president I've seen in person. So Biden's also open to accusations. He gets pretty handsy. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. Go Kamala Harris. Let's see. If Abraham Lincoln played Paul Morphy, who wins? Well, Abraham Lincoln was taller. So you got to give him that. Also, I'm pretty sure, I don't have evidence, but I'm pretty sure under that hat that he had an engine. He was cheating. So probably Lincoln would win. 100 centidues. Thank you, sir. What's the best move for black? The engine wants to play bishop to d7. That way we defend c6 and try to prevent b5, develop the bishop. I don't think it makes a big difference what black plays here. Rook e1 seems like, why did Magnus play rook b1, b4, a4, and then not play b5? What? Well, why is he playing rook e1? Come on, man. Yeah, rook e1 is very suspicious. There's nothing absolute. Okay, that's true. I can't read all that. Lincoln had the Turk under his hat. Now, Abradolf Linkler, it's hard to tell what openings he likes, so I don't know what his rating would be. Go Trudeau, etc. For heaven's sake, stop with the politics. Rawr. Who's the most famous person you met personally outside of the chess sphere? Wow, before you said outside of the chess sphere, I was going to say me. Damn. That I've met? I don't think I've met anybody famous. Outside the chess sphere? I don't remember meeting anybody famous outside the chess sphere. I probably have, but I just don't remember doing it. It's hard to tell what Abradolf Linkler would like. Caffeine is allowed, correct. DeWolf 85, correct. It's going to be a draw, and the computer is going to be like, Yeah. Yeah, these are the kind of positions Karpov played well with both sides, but somehow everybody says Magnus is the greatest ever. Why aren't you playing Carlsen for the World Championship? Well, you spelled Carlsen wrong, and I'm busy doing commentary. Who would do commentary if I play Carlsen? Are you verified on Twitter and Insta? I hope not. Has anyone asked about Stan Lee? What should we ask about him? I lost against G4. No. By the way, in Breaking Bad, the guy who owns the car wash before Skyler buys it from him, he's not an actor. He's actually a professor of physics at the University of Chicago. So there you go. What am I drinking? Perrier. I'm always drinking Perrier. Yeah, Fabiano could commentate on Carlsen. That would be okay. What should you eat for lunch? Thai food. Blah, blah, blah. Ginger and me. You should go on Joe Rogan. I'll say, Joe Rogan, I'm going on your show. And he'll be like, what? They told me I have to go on. You don't have any say in it. Okay, bishop d7 was played. Oh, so boring. The only way to liven this game up is with a crazy donation. See, now people are talking about nonsense, but if somebody donates like $500, they'll talk about that for like 45 minutes. Otherwise, we got to talk about this. So in the press conference, Magnus is going to be very critical of Rook E1. He'll say like, yeah, I didn't know what to do. Yeah. Yep, that's correct. I can't say that, but that's correct. It says, can you do a Yasser impersonation? And it says, held for profanity. It seems like Mubot thinks that Yasser is some profane word. Please lecture on Elfham Geller for the great players of the past. I already did that. It's in the queue. I've already lectured on Elfham Geller. It's coming. The tooth hurts. Skylar's hot for her age. All right. Rookie one was a misclick. Correct. $500 dues. AVPBOT. How did somebody write something on the thing without the thing? Must have written I or something. All right. Jerry G333 donated $5. Are the players allowed to consume caffeine? Yes. Do they get drug tested? I don't know. Yeah. That answer, I don't know. Give me 9 reasons why you hate the chat. I give you 1 reason to stay here and you'll turn right back around. Are there any Grandmaster games with this position? No. Probably Theory ended around here. Around here. So either B4 is new or maybe Knight F3 is new. Yeah. Definitely there's no Grandmaster games here. And then, yeah. Nothing much is happening. Yeah, according to Sess, Magnus doesn't know what he's doing. All right, Magnus played E3. So Magnus decided not to play B5, but to play for D4. That's, why do you do this and then play for D4? What? Come on, man. Can you do a lecture on Adolf Anderson? I could. I've heard about Adderall. I have no experience with that. Sess says always play bishop F8. Correct. Rook C8, bishop. It says every move in black is a tiny bit better. Every move. Well, this is another victory for Fabi in the opening because not only did he equalize with black, but he has more time. So you can't ask for more than that. It's always still theory is correct. How much did throwing away the win affect Carlsen? I don't know. Favorite Reservoir Dogs character? Now you're making sense. I'm going to say Tim Roth, but I mean, I liked everybody, so I don't know. Tim Roth. You happy? You happy now? Mr. Pink is also good. Steve Buscemi. Yeah. Fabi should have pre-moved bishop F8. Correct. Mr. Pink, why not just call me? Mr. Orange. How are these guys doing better with black than white? Well, they're not really. White had a slight advantage, but Rook E1, E3 was incorrect. Magnus just needs chess lessons. If Magnus had chess lessons, he would have played B5 in this position and had a slight advantage. After Rook E1, E3, he's got nothing. He's all talk and a badge. In fact, I would say this about him. All talk and a badge. Favorite Adam Sandler movie? I guess Rain Over Me. Exactly. Yeah, what that guy said. Hence, like a virgin. That's right. That was a good scene. Yeah. Did you like Fargo? Correct. Was Einstein good at chess? No. Can you do a recap? No. Only that video does a recap. Christopher Walken's best role. Wow. Probably The Deer Hunter. Probably. Definitely The Deer Hunter. It's the recap. What's my favorite movie? Pulp Fiction. King of New York. Isn't that De Niro? I mean, not De Niro. Isn't it? Well, it is De Niro. But isn't it also, what's his name? What is his name? Wow, what's wrong with me? I can't think of his name. Wow. I really am having brain damage. What? You know, he did the telethon Labor Day. Wow, I can't think of his name. Okay, I got his first name. Wow, I can't think of his last name. How's that possible? All right, I give up. Yeah, Jerry Lewis. Wow, I got Jerry because of the Seinfeld. Jerry Lee Lewis is also funny. Yep. Walken is brilliant in Annie Hall, but he's only in the movie for like a minute. But he's brilliant when he's driving the car. That was a great scene. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's brain damage. I can't think of Jerry Lewis. Exactly. Which opening was played? We need a summary. Rawr. We need a summary judgment against you guys. Favorite Russell Crowe movie? I mean, come on. King of New York is Christopher Walken. What movie am I thinking of? What's the movie I'm thinking of with Jerry Lewis and Robert De Niro? Is that King of Comedy? That's King of Comedy. Yeah, that's right. I didn't see King of New York. I heard it was good. Fight Club better than Pulp Fiction. Man, I should ban you for that. Talk about a much worse movie, you know. Ugh. Fight Club's like a B-, man. Did you shoot Marvin in the face? I don't know how it happened. All right. Is Denzel Washington top 5 actor of all time? No. Let's see. I'll get rid of that. Ban the user. All right. 1,300 viewers. And unfortunately, Magnus seems to have lost the thread of the position with Rook E1 and E3 playing for D4 instead of playing for B5. He's trying to make these moves look silly, but those moves aren't silly because they thwart the bishop here. So nothing wrong with those moves. Problem is if White never plays B5, he's going to have to keep his B pawn defended the whole game. So that's no good. Ow! 200 centidues. Always play Queen F6. Playing for the 4-move checkmate. Thank you for the donation. That's pretty funny. Computer does not like... Yeah, computer said Queen F6 is fine. I didn't see The Last Samurai. Am I better than Hikaru in 1 minute? No. What kind of question was that? I didn't like Pawn Sacrifice, although I had a bad audience to see it with. I saw it with all the best players in the world. So, yeah. Favorite Monty Python movie? Probably The Life of Brian. It's not a popular answer, but that's my answer. What would Morphy do against Carlsen? He'd checkmate him. That's what he'd do. No, I'm not better than Hikaru in anything. Did I ever beat Yasser? That was already answered. I've beaten him a lot in Blitz Chess, but on a slow tournament. How about we talk about the game? What do you guys think? Who's winning, etc.? No? Mainly etc.? So the question is, will white play b5, d4, or do nothing? The engine says nothing. Actually, it says every move is the same. B5, it says is okay, but it doesn't like it. And he played bishop e4. Yeah. That's actually was the computer thought bishop e4 was fine. Yeah. Okay. The queen was hitting the bishop. Now the queen's not hitting the bishop. So it makes sense. Well, this is an unfortunate game because Fabiano equalized or thereabouts, and then Magnus played very timidly. So wasn't a good use of the white pieces for Magnus. Another opening success for Fabiano. It's hard for me to believe this game won't be a draw. I hope it's not a draw, but what are you going to do? Chess is exciting. Yay. Green Ang Lade 47 subscribed. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't see Queen of Katwe. Worst Jurassic Park movie? All the ones after the first one? I am better than Hikaru with Simpsons references. That's correct. Who found chess? There it is. There it is. Well, I mean, Morphy wouldn't checkmate Carlsen because Carlsen would resign. But, you know. Favorite Frasier episode? Good question. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen Frasier episodes. I guess my favorite Frasier episode is when he's dating this like supermodel doctor or something, and she's always sneaking in, and they think he's making it up. They call him a liar, and then when she's asleep in bed, he takes pictures of her to show them, and then she wakes up and gets furious. So that might be my favorite. You know, I think they're like, "You liar! You're not dating anybody." So that was like 25 years ago. I saw that. I can't remember stuff like that. Yeah, Fabiano has more time. Fabiano's position is fine, etc. Yeah. Bishop h3 is like the only move that's not good. Man. It's hard to tell what the players will do because every move is fine. He might play h6 to thwart the upcoming attack on the h-pawn. He might play rook a d8 because the rook is stupid on a8, and it's not stupid here. It was fine on a8 if he could open the a file, but I mean, it seems like Magnus gave up on this idea. So now the rook makes a lot of sense here. It also makes a lot of sense that he plays rook a d8 because he played queen f6. Trying to think like a human for a while here. If moves like h6 and rook d8 have the same value, the human's going to play rook a d8 because he just played queen f6, which vacates the d8 square for his rook. This makes it good to thwart d4. Then the bishops can move and the rook is on a half-open file, the only half-open file. So that's my guess, is he'll play rook a d8. Frasier's good. Capablanca versus Morphy is a good question. Never watched Curb Your... Actually, I have watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've only watched like 5 episodes. Joe DiMaggio did go to Dinky Donuts. He did. So, nah. Where do you watch a boring draw game with amazing commentary? Here. Good question. Still Theory is correct. But if you want to say Still Theory, there's a way to do it. And that's the way. Wasn't Frasier on the show Cheers? Correct. I am entertained. Yes, this will be a draw. Beatles, of course. What's Karen answering here? I can't. Oh, favorite band or artist of all time. Karen, you like the Beatles more than what's her name? Kate Bush? I gotta tell Karen who she likes more. Robert Loggia. L for Loggia. O for, oh, it's Robert Loggia. G for, golly, it's Robert Loggia. Which college did I go to? I went to Clown and Barber. What did Karen say? What, are you saying that you like Kate Bush better? Because the guy asked you, you said the Beatles. 100 centidues, Angry Marmot. Thank you. The more you donate, the more something. Yeah, the computer is mad at Magnus for not playing B5. It doesn't like rook E1 or E3, and it prefers black now. I mean, it's just going to be a draw. What school did I go to? I said Barber and Clown. Didn't you answer? I went to Michigan, Eastern Michigan, and Wayne State University. Etc. Never seen Game of Thrones. Do I ever play poker? I used to, but it's been a while. Can I do a Grishik impersonation? I could. Elton John? That's my name. Well, not really. Wayne State, represent, etc. Favorite Rammstein song? Why isn't Eastern Michigan's mascot the emu? Correct. Should be. Go Beatles. You already made that joke. Are you quoting me? Schwarzenegger said, I'll be back. Come on. Why is Bridge better than Euchre? I don't know why Bridge is better than Euchre. It just is. George Harrison is better than the Beatles. All right. I'll fight you. It's not going to be a fair fight, though. Timed out. Did you like that fight? That was a good fight. Yeah. I time out you. You time out me. Except you don't time out me. Why are there so many viewers? It's the World Championship. Okay, so this is the longest thing Fabiano's had in this game. So many moves are reasonable. Wow. Let's see. Time you out. Favorite Beatles album? I don't know. They're all good. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Let's see. If black wins in one move, I'll donate $1,000. Yeah. What did you miss? It's Raj. Yay. They played a 4 Knights English. They traded all the pieces. The computer said white was slightly better. And after doing a lot of preparation, Magnus played B4, Rook B1, A4. Then he's like, just kidding, not going to play B5. So Magnus made all these moves to attack on the queen side, and the computer said he's slightly better. Then he played Rook E1, E3, and it said he's slightly worse. So that's what you missed. So the computer thought white was a little better, now thinks black's a little better. But obviously the game's going to end in a draw. Yay, Michael Shannon, he's the best. Agreed. Why does the troth hurt? Good question. I play faster than these two, and better. Bishop F5 was played. I trade you, you trade me. Yeah. So that's the main line of the computers, trading all the pieces off. All right. So the main line is this. And it's a draw. All right. That was exciting. That's like 50-50 to happen, too. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Yeah, the problem with trading all the pieces off is then it's a draw. So that's the computer line. I mean, I don't see any reason why that won't happen. That might happen. Morphe better than the Beatles? Yeah, okay. Was Mozart good at chess? No, he wasn't. Why did he? I don't know, Raj. That's a good question. He should have played B5. I think he's going to in the press conference afterwards, he'll be like, I don't know, $10. Crash says, thanks for the analysis of the games. Appreciate it. You're welcome. No, it makes very little sense to make all these preparatory moves to play B5 than not play B5. Yeah. Morphe actually did write A Day in the Life. It's funny. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Yes, I think we will see a winner before tie breaks. Bam. Somebody said Bishop G2. I mean, he could play that. I don't have that on either site. I have Magnus with an hour left and Fabiano with an hour 14. That's on both sites. So, yeah. Now I have Magnus with 59. 59! B5 can be played, but, I mean, trading off the white square bishop, it's not the most exciting. Isn't Morphe that guy in the Matrix? Correct. Is Raj Indian? Only Raj knows. Raj is American, born to Bangladeshi immigrants. How would Raj know that? Oh, yeah, he is Raj. Exactly. Raj's favorite movie is Bangladeshi, The Drum Slowly. Hard to understand. Does the opening surprise you? Slightly. Have you played Yasser, Var, and or Maurice in slow games? I've played all of them slow games. So, yes. Correct. Am I Raj? Incorrect. What if they played Fisher Random? Then they would be playing Fisher Random. This is the World Chess Championship. This isn't a backgammon tournament. This is chess. If they're playing another game, they'd be playing another game. Blah, blah, blah. Bishop F5. White thinks forever. I mean, I don't know. This doesn't seem very interesting. I know the World Championship should be interesting, but I got so excited the first game, the first 30 moves, the first 40 moves. Wow, that was just great. It was, all kinds of winds missed and kings running around and opposite side castling and exchange sacrifices not played. And ever since then, it's been very staid. Okay, I'll deny it. Tough choice. What is my score against Maurice? I think he beat me once and I beat him once, but it was 30 years ago. So, I don't know. Is Lawrence Trent taller than me? I think so. Pretty sure he's taller than me. Okay, get rid of that. Was Spassky better than Tall? I mean, about the same. Did you expect E4? I did. I'm always wrong, though, so I don't know. Favorite Grateful Dead song? I don't know. I don't know a lot of their songs. What about the 13-year-old kid that play? Am I the only that is super happy about that? You're the only one. 2 cents. Thank you. It smells like Updog. You're the best. The more you donate, the more exciting chess they'll play. See, you guys donated a lot the first game, and the first game was great. Then the donations went way down, so they were just like, I draw. Care about that. All right. So, ban user. I ban you. You ban me. When I saw that Alejandro was one of Fabiano's seconds, that was hard to believe. They're friends, but Alejandro's not good enough to be a second. So I don't know. I guess he's one of his seconds. Alejandro's no good. So That's not a good second, but they've been friends for many years, so maybe he's a psychological second, like keep him in a good mood, but not do any chess analysis. That's probably what it is. As long as he doesn't do any chess analysis, that would be fine. Chess Club in Ann Arbor, Detroit, probably All the King's Men. I think it's in Centerline, maybe. Where is it? It's in Roseville, I think. Queen F3 coming, correct. All that stuff I said would happen is going to happen, where they trade everything. Yeah. Yasser should be training Fabi. I mean, Carlsen would probably pay Yasser to train Fabi. Yeah, Carilla, I mean, I don't know if that was true, like the Carilla and Alejandro. I mean, are you kidding me? What? Yeah. 1.1's correct. You were Nakamura's second. Correct. Now you're making sense. Yeah, but this is a world championship. I'm not going to be a second for a world championship. That was just a tournament. Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah, Carlsen would be very, very happy if Yasser was a second. Yeah, but Alejandro's he can't. He has to be like a psychological second. Like, hey, you're gonna win. You're great. That's what he could do. I'm Karen's second. Yay. Yeah. What's my IQ? It's between 50 and 200. I think. I don't know. I don't have my IQ tested. It's not high. Who's more likely to be mistaken as a toddler, Shankland or Naka? I guess Naka is close, though. Close. Good question. Good question. Very good question. Has Karen beaten me? Is this a chess question? Yep. Yeah, everything that I said would happen, that Seth said would happen, is going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, he's, a psychological cheerleader. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, Alejandro's about 200 points too weak to be Fabi second. Is Fabi or Carlsen likely to do cocaine? Boy, it's both like 0% for both. So they're both 0%. Yeah. I'm going to move to Atlanta. Uh-huh. Yay. Black Sox 88. This is the current board position. And I don't mean chessboard. I mean that we're bored here. Come on, what kind of game is this? Come on. Boo. Where's Grisha complaining it's too drawn? Remember the rumble in the jungle. All right. Why did you come back from Belgium? A good question. Yeah, boo is correct. Let's boo. Let's make them play another game. All they do is trade all the pieces. Where's the vacuum cleaner? Every draw is good for Carlsen. Well, I think when Carlsen draws with black, that's good, and with white, it's not as good. Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah, they did all that stuff I said they would do. Yeah. All right. Yeah, even Kramnik says nobody's winning. That's how drawn it is. Blah, blah, blah. Best beer in the world, Belgium. Can you berserk? What? What's the latest rule change? Guy says the same thing over and over. 100 centidues, go me. Everybody has doubled pawns. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Man, this position is not exciting. Man, I would still lose either color, but still. Will he squeeze water from a Fabi? No. No, this is just as likely Fabi will win than Magnus. Nobody can win this. What's the best name and why is it Peter Gabriel? What? What's my number? I'm 49. Do I think they'll agree to a draw in the next 5 minutes? No. No, I think Magnus will still try to win this, but just can't win it. Yep. You got 2 rook pawns, though. So you got 2 chances to win. This rook pawn's not going anywhere, so we're not going to have the bishop and wrong rook pawn. What's my best rank? The 7th rank. Yeah. They can't agree to a draw. There's a 30 move rule. Rawr. Gotta follow the rules. How do you spell Dingler in wrong? Dingler in the day after he lost to MVL. He won. He beat Yu Yang Yi. So he's tied for first with MVL at +1. Would I draw this with black? Nope. I would lose. I mean, against these guys, I would lose. I'd lose with white, too. Truth hurts. Yeah, Yu Yang Yi's pretty good. All right, we have 1,400 viewers. And, unfortunately, this is easily the most boring of the 4 games. This was just trading. Obviously, good opening preparation by Fabiano. Equalized pretty easily. Have I played Yu-Gi-Oh? I have not. It's pandemonium. It's all rubbish. There's more rubbish than the Ginger GM because he says rubbish because he's British. 9 cents. Yeah, tomorrow's a rest day. There's no game tomorrow. Sort of like today. Here, I'd rather have white because black has an isolated pawn. And this pawn structure seems better. I like this. But I mean, there's no pieces on the board. How you going to win? You can't blunder a piece. There's no pieces to blunder. How can I get donations when the game ends in 2 hours and they trade all the pieces off? Come on. The computer says white's up 0.09. 9. Anyway, I hope that black plays bishop f8 because always play bishop f8. That b5 is reasonable. Rook d8's reasonable. Everything's reasonable. Correct. The games get more boring. Each game is more boring than the last. Go, Victor Korshnoy. I lived in Brussels before you were born. Chaussée de Charleroi, 53. 300 centidues, loud EJ for bishop f8. Now you're talking. Did he play bishop f8? He better. 100 centidues from Bushcoder. b5 on the board. Bam. It's the boring world of Niels Bohr. Mikhail Tal would roll over in his grave, but he's too bored. Correct. Man, Mikhail Tal, now, if you want to do something interesting, since this game is so boring, played Rick D1, go to the internet, look up pictures of Mikhail Tal, and the truth hurts. It looks like he's 90 in every picture, and he died in his 50s. Like, he died when, like, he was the same age Karen is now. He looks like Karen's great-grandfather. That guy was sick. He was born sick, like Lady Gaga, and he made himself sicker with smoking and drinking. And he looked, man, I mean, like Kasparov looks bad, but not like Tal. I mean, Kasparov looks like he's in his late 60s and he's like 55. Tal looked like he was about 90. Man. But I mean, the pictures are unbelievable. See the pictures on the internet, you just think like he's 90. I mean, he probably looks better after he died. Yeah. Tough life, yeah. He was in the hospital a lot. Yeah. Yeah, the truth hurts. Okay, rookie D1. Every move is good. But I think it's time, everybody. It's time. It's time. Let's do it. Everybody do it at the same time. Let's go. Everybody, join the party. Here we go. It's time. It's going to happen, this move. Bishop f8. Being crazy doesn't hurt. Bishop f8. It's coming. Did Solver play drunk and crush it? Yeah, he did. And then some. Here comes Bishop f8. The computer says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks for your reply. You wrote like 50 paragraphs. No falling asleep. Wake up. Wake up. Where's my stick? Wake up. What could happen to make the game interesting? Nothing. Nothing is happening. It's like the Blair Witch Project. I mean, they trade. No, I don't smoke cigarettes. Yeah, I mean, the game's boring because they trade all the pieces off. If it was me, that would be fine. They would still win. But, I mean, you can't beat 2000 player with no pieces on the board. You got to have pieces to beat them. Exactly. 2 centidues. Thank you. Go, Bishop f8. You can do it. Is the chess club open? Today we're open from 5 to 9. 9! And we have free play from 6 to 8. You could be a member, not a member. C'est pas différence. And for you guys that think this game is boring, I am streaming tonight. It'll be on Chess TV from 10 p.m. Eastern to midnight. So it starts in 10 hours and 20 minutes. I'll be streaming tonight. I'll play Blitz and Bullet probably. I won't look at this game. My mom's calling. Why is my mom calling? My mom never calls me. That's strange. Should I answer it? Anybody? Anyone? My mom never calls me. Wonder why my mom's calling me. Very strange. Maybe she's asking if I'm coming in for Thanksgiving. I was going to answer it, but it turned off. Could we get a recap? Yeah, they traded all the pieces off, and now we have this position. There's your recap. Your job's done. Go home. Oh, she texted me. Your commentary's terrible. I never want to talk to you again. Love, Mom. Man, tough mom. What's my Morphe number? Have I beaten anybody who's beaten Morphe? Probably not. So it's probably 3, I guess, right? Is 2 mean I beat somebody who beat Morphe and Morphe's 2, or is that 1? Yeah, it's either 2 or 3. I don't smoke cigarettes. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a draw. But I'm going to be furious if Fabi doesn't play Bishop f8. It is bad to play take on a4 because your bishop's hanging. However, what you said could happen, move his bishop, then take on a4. Yeah. I need a vegan apple pie. All right, let's see about people complaining on Twitter about how boring the game is. Chengdu Pandas. All right, that's not exciting. Fabiano, Pro Chess League. Who's going to win the Pro Chess League? White is better for the first time in the match. That's not correct. White was better yesterday. They're saying this position is better for White? No, this position is not better for White. I should complain. Yeah. I just said White's not better here at all. Yawn. Showed them. Let's see. Markel Fultz is terrible. Correct. Here's a picture of Magnus. What do you think? That's the guy you said was better looking than the other guy. So, there you go. Does Magnus look happy with his position? The answer is fries. Yeah. Kostya Kavutsky say he looks like a Marvel villain. Svidler is very confused about Ricky 1. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Ricky 1 no good. White is marginally butter from Dennis Boros. He might not have said butter. Let's see. Grishuk said he introduced Bishop C5 at the top level, but he doesn't want credit because the computer showed him. All right. Jonathan Tisdall thinks the thing on the internet where they're showing Fabi's prep was disinformation to fool the Carlsen camp. It's possible. I don't think so. What else? Bishop E4 is a very nice move by Carlsen. A long game ahead. Come on. All right. As usual, everybody on the internet's crazy but me. I'm the only non-crazy person. Yeah. All right. Everything else is the worst. According to Doofus on the internet, one of the videos they showed for Carlsen made the same mistake because it had one of his seconds in the video, and he's not saying who his seconds are. So they blurred out who the second is, and now the video's online. What? All right, so everything on the internet's terrible. He still didn't play Bishop F8? No! I'm so mad. He knows to play Bishop F8. So terrible. I'm going to listen to my mom's message here. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to explain why my mom called me. You guys see this? Maybe you can't because the camera's not big. Anyway, yeah, you can see it. Today is my tracheotomy day. So my mom wished me happy tracheotomy day. It was in 1971. I got a tracheotomy when I was 2. So my mom called to wish me happy tracheotomy day. See, you guys might not think that's important, but that's why I'm alive. So if I wasn't alive, you'd have to watch somebody else's commentary. So that would be just terrible. 1,400 viewers to do. Let's see. Get rid of that. Denied. Happy Trach Day. Exactly. Do you ever miss Dewey's? Wait, is this the place in Ann Arbor? Bishop F9. 9. Let's see. We have heard it. Okay, good. Need to take the trash out? No, I took the trash out this morning. No. Yasser said White is winning and showed his horrible stuff. We can sponsor one of your Blitz tournaments for $300 a do. Exactly. Then you can. Exactly. It's some noise that I like. Let's see, what noise is it? 500 centidues. Happy Trach Day. Can we sponsor a Blitz tournament at your club for $500? Yes. Ask Karen. Thanks for the $500, a Rex 1338. Hopefully you're the correct Rex. You can sponsor a Blitz tournament at our club for $500, but you have to ask Karen. I'm the pretty face. Karen's the brains. Bishop F8 was played. Hooray. Now all is right in the world. Now we need donations because of bishop f8. Make sure you put bishop f8 in the donations. Although I'm a bit peeved because Fabi's pawn is on f6, but he did play gf6. Okay. 100 centidues from achieving my live stream for bishop f8. I just got here. What's going on? They traded all the pieces and they played bishop f8. Yeah, white's definitely not winning. This position is just equal. Very boring game where they trade all the pieces off. It could get interesting, but it won't. Is the LACC worth going to? What's that? Go chess. Bishop f8 triple X clam. Are there winning chances? No. Why isn't Karpov a moderator? Correct. Queenside majority just winning for black. What about taking on b5? What about it? No, the game's going to go a long time, and Magnus is going to try to do something. I just don't know what. Will Carlsen blunder a5? A5's a blunder? What's wrong with a5? Let's see. a5, c5, black's better, but still a draw. Probably not. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nobody's better here. I'd rather have white because I like this. I don't know why I like it. I just like it. But like if I had a knight on f5, now you'd be talking. Knife f5. That would be great. What? You're rooting against Caruana? No. How could you? After bishop f8, both players realize always play bishop f8. And white can't play bishop f1. So, yeah. Anyway, very good opening prep from Fabiano, even if he did give it away on the internet. And he equalized the game. And does he still have more time? Yeah, he still has more time, 59 to 52 minutes. So, It's Always Sunny's pretty good. Yeah, you should watch that. He's a traitor. No, Caruana born in the U.S., always been American. 1,400 viewers to do. Yeah, Magnus's only hope, as was pointed out in the chat, is to get his king to b1. Always play king b1. Nobody knows why. The worst thing he could do is f3. Never play f3. No. Damon. That's a good episode. You watch that episode. Also, you're allowed to watch the episode where Rickety Cricket is a wrestler at the end. And they arrest the other guy right before the fight. Man, that's a great ending of an episode. Is that wrestling match? Okay, we'll get rid of that. I have seen Twin Peaks. Jacob Tollison just subscribed. Thank you, sir. If Rook d7, then Rook d7. Then what? What's your next move? Rowdy Piper. It's true. Better than the Nightman. Let's see. 100 bits. This guy followed. 500 bits. 11 bits. 2 bits. 2 bits. Wow. When I was a kid, 2 bits was a quarter. Now it's only 2 cents. Man. What, you think he should play Rook d7, Rook d1, and double up on the bubble up? I mean, you can't really argue with that. Monty Python's Flying Circus, it's a good circus. I would pick white if I had to, but yeah. It would be more likely I would draw with white against these guys who went black. But I would still lose. It would take a long time to beat me, too. I'd lose in like 80 moves. It would be a lot of suffering. Yeah. Yeah, It's Always Sunny is great. A takes B5 was played. $9. ESTD 1759. $9. Hooray. The supercomputer says it's equal whichever way you take. They're equally good. I don't know which way I would take. I think I would take with the A-pawn. That's what I would do. So that's what I think will happen. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen. I would take with A-pawn. Then my rook is open. I could play C5 later. I would play A takes B5. Here comes the shack attack. Correct. I told you, here comes the shack attack. $9. Hooray. Out of 100 games you would play versus Magnus, how many you think you would win? Nobody knows. He did play A takes B5. There we go. 200 centidues. A takes B5 again. Everybody plays A takes B5. Let's see. Let's see how Evelyn's doing. Under 8 girls World Cup. 1,400 viewers to do. The games are on. 200 centidues. Output coupler. King G2. The boring world of Niels Bohr. Okay, Evelyn's black. And she is totally destroying her opponent. A woman's candidate master. This says Evelyn has 22 minutes. Her opponent has an hour and 9 minutes. Her opponent's a fast player. Evelyn's a pawn up with a big attack against her opponent's king. Bishop takes G4 is obviously winning. Evelyn's going to win. And her opponent's name is Katerina Zubovskaya. So, man, that's... Anyway, here's the position. Evelyn's black. This is in the World Cadet Girls Under 8 in Spain. And Evelyn's going to win. So she's going to be tied for second or third. Playing on board 3 above her is Rachel Lee, another American. So those are the 2 Americans in that section who could possibly get a medal. Go us, etc. And gotta see how the local kids. Arthur Guo's on board 4. He also lives in Atlanta. He's in the under 12, and he's 23-33 FIDE. He's one of the top 10 players in the event. All right, go everybody. So see, the money you donated to Evelyn Chow, that's coming in handy. It went to a good cause, and she's going to have 7 out of 9. 9. Her game's interesting, unlike these 2 doofuses. They're the doofusicists. I'm not her coach, but she went to one of my chess camps. Go, Evelyn. Hooray for Evelyn. How do you teach a young kid to play chess? You show them how the pieces move. Yeah. Fabi spices it up and invades with the rook. I'm not sure if that spices it up. What was the name of the women's tournament? It's the World Cadet Girls Under 8 Championship. It's the World Cadet. There's 6 sections. The Girls Under 8's one of them. I'm 1,100. Who's better at endgame, me or you? Not you. Do you miss the 1 o'clock class? I do. It's Cry Like a Grandmaster. Okay, Fabi played rook E8. It's time to trade all the pieces off. Even Magnus is bored. Magnus is like, are you kidding me? Rook D C1. So boring. The reason it's boring, and I say this a lot when I teach chess. Some positions are equal, and what that means is it's computer equal. It assumes best play for both sides, and that's equal. But it could be one side's walking a tightrope, like in Nathan for You. And every move you make must be the only move to draw, and your opponent could do anything. Well, obviously, that's better for your opponent. In computer speak, it's equal. But if you go to CES on the internet or any engine, every move is equal. Okay? It doesn't matter what black does, it's equal. For example, it says King G7, Bishop D6, Bishop E7, King H8, Rook A2, Rook A3, Rook A4, Rook A6, Rook A7, Rook D7, Rook DB8, Rook DC8, Rook E8, H5, and H6 are all zeros here. Every move. And then there's other moves where white's a tiny bit better. So there's like 12 moves that are all zeros. Then if black makes one of those moves, all of white's moves are all zeros. So that's why it's so equal. There's nothing bad you can do. It's just drawn. And the thing is, in this position, black has a weakness on C6 and white has a weakness on B4, and both sides can protect their weaknesses, and then nobody does anything. So, and if somebody does do something, it's going to involve more trades, and we'll get more and less pieces on the board until it's a dead draw. So the game's definitely going to be a draw. Some of the people who are doing commentary think white's better. I'm not sure why. I guess they like Magnus. So, yeah. No, I don't think anybody wants to draw, but I think in most of the games when black draws, black's happier than white because it's good to draw with black. So, that's a good plan. Get your king to F5. Rawr. You can do it. Although if I play king G6, you can't do it. Now, I want to remind everybody, and you're still going to complain when it happens, but I'll remind you anyway so that you can forget. Magnus has white in game 6 and 7. The truth hurts. And then Caruana gets white in game 12 if there is a game 12. So Caruana gets white in games 1 and 12. Magnus gets white in game 6 and 7. So when Magnus gets white in game 6, a lot of you are going to be surprised he gets white again, even though I said it before game 1. I take the fifth. So many amendments. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Take the fifth. The truth hurts. The first game Magnus was winning. Otherwise, nobody's really been winning, I don't think. I don't know how they pick their seconds. That's a good question. The role of the second is to do lots and lots and lots of analysis and to put their player in a good mood and happy. So different seconds do different work. Sometimes the seconds don't even see their coach, like in Shanklin's case. It's Karen. When Shanklin was Magnus's second the last match, he never even saw him. He just wrote stuff and sent it to him. Did you get pumpkin spice latte?
No.
Did you say thanks a latte? Ow, what did you get?
White chocolate.
Ooh. Did you make me coffee and buy coffee for me?
Do you want some coffee?
If you want to make it. I don't know why you'd want to make it. I'll have coffee. 200 centidues. Karen's here.
Do you want some?
Yeah, if you make coffee, I'll have some, yeah. I would like some. Also, they're begging for you to come on the stream.
Yeah.
What? Also, there's probably some coffee in there, so I dump it out.
Yeah.
I mean the pot. Yeah. Karen's here. Hooray. Is there a reason they haven't played the Ruy Lopez? I thought they played the Ruy Lopez. What do you do? Bishop E1? That's the most aggressive move he can find. Always retreat. Why can't I play Bishop E1? Oh, because black move and I missed it. That's a good reason. Black played King G7 and then Bishop E1. Yeah. The bishop gets out of the way of the rook, and also it stops black from doubling up on the bubble up. So F2 is defended, D2 is defended. And most importantly, B4 is defended. So Bishop E1 makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, it sort of gets off of this idea. But it defends 2 pawns, and it gets out of the way of the rook. It's Karen. Go, Karen. I mean, come here, Karen. That's what they wrote. We love Karen. That's what it says. Can you draw some crazy lines on the board? I could. Double up. Which opening for white? What's the purpose of playing 12 games if they're all going to be draws? Then Fabius crushed in speed chess. I think Magnus likes the way you think. Yeah, you should email Karen at atlchessclub.com if you have donation or sponsorship inquiries. I have a good reason why he's not taking the c6 pawn, because it's not his turn. He played bishop e1, now it's black's turn. If it was his turn, that's correct. Then you would definitely take this pawn. And he did defend his pawn. Rook d to c8. So black defends this pawn, white defends this pawn, and nobody does anything. Exciting. Yeah, Geary should be, doing something. You're correct. Problem is, Geary's playing in China and drawing all of his games. So those who live in glass houses, etc. Yeah. Okay, and he played rook c2. He wants to double up on the bubble up. Can't argue with that. So where's my double up on the bubble up? There it is. And then every move is equal. Yep. Thing is, if black wants to go passive and play rook a6, that you can't, there's no, how does white do anything? There's nothing to do over here. You got nothing. King can't get in there. There's no way for the king to come in. The bishop can't do Vishwa, nothing. There's no knights. There's no queens. There's no pawns. Terrible. Yeah, this has been looking like a draw for a long time. This is easily the most boring game of the match. And that's saying something. Exciting is overrated. Correct. Right. F4 is the only thing white can do to try to win, but then he weakens the e3 pawn. Then e3 becomes weaker. And after f4, is white going to get rid of black's doubled pawn and get isolated doubled pawns? So if white played f4, what's white's next move? The answer is fries. If you play f4, f5, what's your idea? Then what? Problem is, moving f4 just weakens the e3 pawn. Then the bishop can try to come over here. The rook can come here. The other rook can come here. This pawn structure is safer for white. f4 doesn't want to take on e5. So, yeah. Move their king up the board where? Where's the king gonna go? Everything's illegal. 200 centidues, rook a4. Correct. Bam. Yay. Drunken smuggler, 200 centidues. Has anyone really been far even as decided even to want to do look more like? Man, talk about drunken. Yes. The engine score is always 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0. Like Fabi and Magnus trade all the pieces off the board. So there's no pieces. And it's equal pawns. Wah, I want craziness. Opposite side castling. Sack the exchange. Asymmetrical, etc. Cosmo44 just subscribed. The only way to make this game interesting is a huge donation. Then I'll wake up and be like, wow, what a game. It's great. King f3 was played, confusing the audience. Somebody said, why doesn't he move his king up? So he moved his king up. Output coupler, king f3. 200 centidues. Is this game worth watching? Yes. Yes, it is. It's the World Championship. Go World Championship. Go everybody. Right, Karen? Yeah. See, Karen says yeah. Magnus listening to chat. No cheating. No. Yeah, before the match started, my son Spencer predicted there'd be 5 decisive games. I predicted 3. So far it's 0. Man, the truth hurts. So Karen, you're here. Who do you think is going to win the match, Fabi or Magnus?
Bobby.
Go Fabi. Before the match, I predicted Fabi 6.5, 5.5. No reason to change my mind now. The more you donate, the more jokes I make about Fabi winning. Go Fabi. Chances of a draw, 140%. Correct. Why is the position equal? Shouldn't black win? No. If you get a pass pawn on the queen's side, I'm going to take it. I got 3 pieces stopping your passed pawn. So like you play c5 now, I take it, and you lose your b pawn. So, and if I didn't win your b pawn, I would go here and take your b pawn. So that passed pawn is useless. Well, yesterday, Carlsen touched his knight on d7 and said Jadub before he touched it. But some people didn't hear him say Jadub, so they were like, what? He touched a piece? Rawr. I mean, it's not like he's Kasparov or Nakamura. He's not going to cheat. Come on. Ridiculous. Did they reach move 30? This is move 27. Fabi has 49 minutes, and Magnus has 47. So, no. Yeah, c5 is terrible. Yeah, Magnus isn't going to win this game. He's got to keep an eye on this pawn. So he's got 2 guys defending a weak pawn. He's got to keep an eye on this pawn. If by magic white plays here and they trade everything, that's a draw. The rook and 5 against rook and 5. What about king b3? Rawr. You could play king b3 all day. For example, let's say white plays king b3 in this position. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to play king b3. Okay, so I cheated and played king b3 in one move. Now after c5, we got some action over here. Okay, still a draw, but some action. Also, black could double up on the bubble up and come get white. This is a funny variation that I just made up. Threatening rook a3 mate with advantage. If king c3, rook a3, the rook can go to b3, which is still probably a draw because rook e2 is coming. In fact, probably black's better here, down a pawn. Yeah. Rook's coming in here, double up on the bubble up. So even by cheating, white's not doing very well. White has to cheat better. After king f3, he didn't move, but I don't know if Magnus is going to play on forever or just agree to a draw move 30. Nobody knows. Did Kasparov cheat against Polgar? Yes. It's still a draw. It's even more drawn than it was before. I could lose this game with either side in one move. Black to move, bishop c5, rook a2, rook a1 lose, white to move, all these moves lose. Easy to lose. I was losing before you guys were born. Lots of moves lose. The important thing is to cheat. No, Magnus isn't going to win this game. If there were no rooks and bishops, who would win? Probably nobody. It would depend whose move it was and what happens on king f5 and what happens on king c3. I don't know. Well, Kasparov's hand touched a piece and then he didn't move the piece and nobody said anything. That's not really cheating. He didn't say, like, I didn't touch the piece, you can't make me move it. Nobody said anything. So. Also, Kasparov did that against Nakamura in St. Louis about 2 years ago. He touched something and didn't move it either. Terrible. Did anybody move? Nobody moved. All right, you want your name scrolling across the top so everybody in the world can see what a nice guy you are. Don't forget it. The last donation was 200 bits. Remember, it's 2 bits a gander. Made a move, then took it back. I don't think that happened. Why didn't you play championship? I'm too busy. Very busy. Very busy. Fabi doesn't have a pastor. That's why he's not winning. And if he had a pastor, he still wouldn't be winning. Why Super GM's blunder? Chess is hard. We want Karen. We want Karen. Correct. It's Karen. Hey, Karen, my mom called me today, and I didn't answer. And then she left a message. It's tracheotomy day today. Yeah, that's exciting. Did you want to come sit on the stream for a minute?
With you?
Yeah. You could sit by yourself. You don't want to sit with me.
In a second, I can come.
Yeah.
Sentinel returns. Is that somebody you banned permanently?
Oh.
They're asking to be unbanned.
You could unban anybody. That's fine.
They said they weren't banned.
Oh. Well, maybe they're crazy like Fox News.
Yeah. I'll come in here in a second.
People are asking to be unbanned and they're not banned. They just assume they're banned. Good assumption. Oh, they also want fries while you're there. The answer is fries. Yeah, 10 p.m. tonight, I'm streaming for 2 hours, 10 p.m. Eastern. So in 9 hours and 45 minutes, 45 equals 9. Unban me. How can somebody say unban me if they can't say it because they're banned? Preemptively unbanned. I like that. That's good. They know we're going to ban them soon. No, the funniest thing on the stream, Karen, this guy subscribed, and then I banned him 1 minute later. And then some. Yeah, you would have also banned him. I was like, the guy just subscribed. What's going on? But he needed to be banned. Unban me from chat, says the guy in the chat. How come you get 1,000 viewers and I don't get 1,000 viewers? I get 2,000 viewers. Hooray. I ban you. The guy who wanted to get unbanned, he just said something in the chat.
Yeah, I unbanned him.
Yeah. If we subscribe, we get banned. Correct. And as Raj says, and his children's children. Yeah, Mike Cummer's pretty good. H5 was played. Put it in H. Okay, so we got Ginger GM. You got to watch his stream now because H5 was played. He's very happy about that. Putting it in H. Okay, all zeros. If I was black here, would I draw Carlsen? Probably not. I'd probably lose. I would draw sometimes and lose sometimes. Maybe I'd draw 3 times and lose 7. Something like that. It's pretty drawn. Recap your ban. Well, you were banned. Then you were unbanned. H5. Bam. Correct. Let's see. Somebody's sending me a private message. That can't be good. Please unban me. If I knew who you were, I'd unban you. All right. Let's see. Unban roll on. The user you were trying to unban doesn't exist, but I copied and pasted his name. How does he not exist? What? How? Wait. I don't understand. How could I copy and paste somebody's name who doesn't exist? How did they talk to me? Maybe a space. Huh. What? What? But I copied and pasted it. What? I don't understand. I'm confused. What? What happened? I'm the most confused person ever. He stopped existing between him asking me to unban him and copying and pasting. Maybe. What? Do they speak English and what? Maybe. Yeah. Oh, Carmelo Anthony doesn't play for Houston anymore? I didn't know that. All right. Well. So it wasn't chess.com, it was here. Some guy on the stream sent me a private message, said, would you unban me? So I copied and pasted his name and it worked. I saw. I pushed unban, says that person doesn't exist. But I copied and pasted their name from the stream. How do they not exist? Is my name. I know what your name is. I copied and pasted it. What's going on? I'm going to try it again. This is very funny. The user you're trying to unban doesn't exist. What? But it's on Twitch that they're talking to me. I don't understand. Changed his name, but he's talking to me on Twitch. That happened to me. I switched to all lowercase and it worked. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, there's a lot of uppercase in his name. L. Okay. It worked. Add him to the rescue. So his name was Mr. something, and the Mr. was capitalized at his name. I made the M and the L small, and now he's unbanned. Go add him with the correct thing to do. All right. King E2. 200 centidues for King E2. Hooray. And I think finally Magnus has more time. Yeah, Magnus has 45 minutes and Fabi has 43. But it's incredibly drawn. Ban him again? Ooh, that is a good idea. I like that. What's my favorite Indian movie? Ugh. Give us a super complicated joke none of us will get. Man, that's like all my jokes. Man. Yes, King E2's moved 28. Twitch can't read uppercase letters. Interesting. Who's more washed up, Carmelo Anthony or Nakamura? Strangely, the answer is Carmelo Anthony. It is strange. Oh, Raj says, get me some onions, honey. Very good. Very good. Will you scream into the mic loud without announcing it, please? Well, he did say please. I'm sorry, I won't do that today. Let's see. Was there a world championship where every game was a draw? No. What happens when doubling the rooks and taking on C6? I will explain with my GM powers. If you double the rooks and take on C6, two things could happen. Black could take on B4, or black could play rook A6, and both of them are drawn. I don't know which one Fabi would do. They're both drawn, so your guess is as good as mine. When can I beat you in Bullet next? 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so what do you do? King G6, H3. That's move 29. Who are the seconds of Magnus and Fabiano? Well, possibly Fabiano's seconds are Carilla and Alejandro. God. You know, what would I say, Karen, about having Carilla and Alejandro as your seconds for this kind of match? You know what I would say? Bottom of the barrel. So I described one of the guests on the St. Louis Chess Club channel. They were doing live commentary for like the Sinkfield Cup or something. And then they had a guest on. And I said, oh, man, that guy's bottom of the barrel. And then Karen agreed. She's like, yeah. I didn't think Karen was going to agree. She's like, yeah, how's that guy a guest? It's funny when they have guests in St. Louis and there's 7,000 GMs walking around. And they're like, let's talk to this guy about nothing for 20 minutes. And then we're like, what? Black's rooks are too far apart. Terrible. Prepping G4. Who are the seconds? I don't know who the seconds are. Maybe I'm a second. Probably Nakamura is a second for Carlsen. That would make sense. That's why he's dissing Fabi so much. So Karen doesn't know this unless she's really paying attention. She might be. Nakamura said he's rooting for Magnus. And his reasoning is, they said, is he doesn't think the world champion should be somebody who's bad at Blitz and Rapid. So since Fabi's not good at Blitz and Rapid, it's not good for the sport if he's the world champion. Bam.
Well, he's saying he's not well-rounded.
Exactly. Have I been a second to anyone? Nakamura. We're like that, son. A chess second, blah, blah, blah. Nakamura's in charge of Carlsen's opening repertoire. Man. F5, something happened. No, but it still doesn't matter. It's just more trading. What does the second mean in this context? Somebody who works with you as your coach and helps you prepare. For World Championship, usually they have between 2 and 4 seconds. Can you paint a picture what it's like for a GM to train with a second? Yeah, they work together for hours with a computer and a chessboard, sometimes over the internet, and sometimes just by email. Jan Gustafsson said he's not a second because he's taking care of his baby. That's a good excuse. Yeah. All right, this is move 30, everybody. The draw can be agreed any move. Do I think chess 960 played in the World Championship? No, you're again, you guys are confused, which isn't surprising. Chess 960 is a chess variant, it's not chess. So by definition, you can't play chess 960 in the World Chess Championship. That would like playing tennis in the World Chess Championship. It's a different game. You could have a chess 960 World Championship if you want, if there was some kind of organization that ran it, but this is chess. We're doing chess here. 960 is a variant that's not chess. Boo! Boo! Karen, without knowing, what move did Magnus just play? Based on what I just said.
I wasn't listening.
No, I said boo. What move would somebody play where I booed them nonstop?
F3 or F6.
F3. Boo. Okay, now Caruana is going to win. I guarantee it. Although it's obviously a draw. Boo, F3, never play F3. They should have agreed to a draw. I hope he's ashamed of himself. See, now Karen's here so I can explain this to her, which I've explained many times. Some positions are equal because there's a line that's equal. If you don't play that line, you're not equal. But the computer knows the main line, so it's equal for a computer. In this position, for the last 10 moves, every move is equal. So I can't predict the moves because every move is the same. It's like that's equal, that's equal, that's equal. So when that happens and the players are 2,800, it's always a draw because they can always find one of the top 5 or 6 moves. So even F3, which obviously makes no sense because it's F3, well, now it's equal. What's funny is because of the trade on F5, nobody has doubled pawns. We went from everybody to nobody, and there's less and less material on the board. We've traded a pair of pawns. They're going to trade more pawns. Frankly, terrible. Frankly. Now, one player did point out, one of my chatters, that White is winning now because of the Connect 4 situation. Very good. Well said. Is Morozevich the best blindfold player? No. Yeah, Sess wants to set up for the next game. Correct. Well done. Somebody wrote Magnus is refuting the Feingold rules. Then they put the little trademark thing next to the rules. The little trademark symbol. That's good. I couldn't do that. Bishop E7. Yep. Never play F6. Correct. And the engine says every move is a draw. Man, it's harsh. Okay, we're on move 31. So, yeah. Rusty was a good poker teacher. It's correct. Never trade, always trademark. Correct. 1,473 viewers adieu. Get rid of that. You think Fabi has the better bishop? Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I was playing in a tournament against somebody under 2,000, I'd rather have black here. I think I'd have an easier time winning with black than white. So, Kieran, some guy says, someone asked a super GM in the post match why they played F6, even though I specifically prohibited it. Yeah, that would happen too. Most of the super GMs do know my rules, so they would just think that's funny. See, what I'm hoping for in the post conference after the game is Magnus saying, well, I played F3 even though Ben doesn't like it because every move was a draw. Now you're talking. Which band is better, Toto or the Rolling Stones, and why Toto? Should I ban him? What do you think? Is that justified? Really? Somebody thinks Toto's better than the Rolling Stones. They shouldn't be banned? What do you mean? I don't get you. What are you thinking there? The Greek Freak or Joel Embiid? I think the Greek Freak is better, but it's close. It's close. I mean, nobody likes Toto more than Mike Cummer, but even he would say the Rolling Stones are better. How many countries have I visited? I don't know, 14. Adam Wallace said Toto is better than the Rolling Stones. Adam, I have to ban you and take away your whatever. Jeff Picaro is a badass. Man, Adam's not kidding. All right, you're no longer a moderator, Adam. Yeah. You're banned, your children, your children's children. Although you could still donate if you want. No. You like Toto more than Mike Cummer? I like Mike Cummer more than Toto. Jimmy Butler to Philly, that doesn't matter. Jimmy Butler's pretty overrated. Well, you like Toto better than the Eagles? No. You don't even know what the song Africa is called. You gave it the wrong title? Terrible. This guy, he's saying Africa is better than Hotel California. This, how can I not ban everybody? Oreo Speedwagon's better than Toto? Ooh, that's close. Oreo Speedwagon and Toto is about the same. Yeah. I agree with that. I wouldn't say they're better, but they're similar. Yeah. Now, Philly's just no good. Philly no good. Uriah Heep or Blue Oyster Cult? Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah. Bishop to D2. What? I missed several moves? Damn. The game is so interesting, too. Okay, E4 check. Recommended by Toto. King E6. Bishop D2. And it's still equal. Procol Harum or Cream? Good question. Ooh, I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, Procol Harum or Cream? It's a tie. Africa is good if you're like a small child. Are you kidding me? Terrible. If G4 FG, well, FG is illegal. I assume you mean HG. Violent femmes is greater than something. I mean, they got to be greater than something. Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin. If you say Black Sabbath, you're banned. Anybody who says Black Sabbath's getting timed out. Do it, I dare you. I double dare you. Do they speak English and what? CCR or BTO? CCR. That was easy. Doors or Hendrix? That's a tie. I don't know. Black Sabbath. Okay, timed out. How do I time him out? The chat's going too fast. I can't time you guys out. Everybody's saying Black Sabbath, hoping they get timed out. Please moonwalk on the screen, 70 centidues. You mean like this? Is that good moonwalking? That's terrible moonwalking. Also, I went the wrong way. All right. The truth hurts. Led Zeppelin's overrated. Incorrect. They stole most of their stuff. Well, sort of. Bishop to d6. Ugh. What's Grishik saying about this game? Hendrix is way better than the Doors. Black Sabbath is the best. Worst taste in music ever. Ever. Terrible. This game is the most boring of the 4 games. The first game was super duper exciting. It was great. This game is so boring, you guys are waxing idiotic in the chat. Just terrible. Terrible. I've never been so mad at the chat. $1,400 viewers a do. Okay, so let's do something chess in the chat since you guys aren't doing chess. Who do you think will win, Fabi or Magnus in the match? And what will the final score be? Yay, 40 centidues. Let's see, Magnus 7.5. That's ridiculous. Magnus, Fabi, Magnus and Rapid, 12-0. Magnus, Carlsen, Fabiano Carlsen, Nakamura. The answers are so bad. The players will die of boredom, be declared a draw. Pat Buchanan, finally, with the right answer. Fabi, 6.3 to 5.7. Wow. It's funny, Bonerisi, he names like 5 of Spencer's favorite bands, and then he throws in ABBA. Karen. He says best bands of the decades, right? Okay. And it's like what Spencer would write, except he throws in ABBA. It's like Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Radiohead, Muse, then ABBA's in there. What? Man. Also, one of the bands I haven't heard of, Queens of the Stone Age. Have you heard of them? No. Man, he had some good answers in there, then some crazy answers. Yeah. ABBA's better than all of those. Man, I have some dumb people in my chat. How do you guys have money to donate if you're so stupid? Is it like your parents' credit card? No, really, how do you, somebody with the intellect of the people in the chat, how do they have money? I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Terrible. Yeah, Rhythmics are good. Yeah. ABBA is why people know of Sweden. Correct. What prevents white from playing G4 and pushes connected passed pawns? You spell passed right, and they're not passed pawns. 50 centidues. ABBA's the best. I'm giving you back your 50 cents. Okay. After G4 trading, this is the only passed pawn you have. Passed pawns aren't important when they're on the 3rd rank or 2nd rank. They're important when they're on the 6th and 7th rank. That pawn's just weak. So G4 might be played, but I doubt it. And then after FG, there's just no pawns on the board. Frankly, terrible. H pawn can get attacked. Rook H8, Rook A3, also etc. So that answers your question. Dave Grohl, Ozzy Osbourne, or Christopher Lee? Christopher Lee. It's not even close. 1,400 viewers to do. Christopher Lee and Vincent Price. Correct. What movie are they in? Anybody? Anyone? No? I saw the movie last week, 2 weeks ago. Got the name of it. Draw agreed, it says. Correct. On move 34? Yeah. Okay, so Magnus played Rook C1, and they agreed to a draw. Correct. I thought Magnus would try a little bit harder, but that's just because of Janis Joplin. If it wasn't for her, I didn't think he would try just a little bit harder. Billy Joel, Elvis Presley. Oh, my God. Horrible. Okay, so we're going to do a recap of the game, Karen style. Let's go back, even though I said I'm never going back. Carlsen played C4, the English opening, for the first time in the match. Fabiano countered with the 4 knights variation. All the knights are out. Here, white has 2 moves in Grandmaster play. G3 and E3 are the most common. You can also play E4, D3, and D4. Those are much more rare. And then in this position, Grisha claims he introduced Bishop C5 into Grandmaster praxis. That's what he claimed. Before that, everybody's going Knight B6, Bishop E7, castles, etc. And then in this position, Fabiano played his prep, Knight takes and Knight D4. Magnus thought a while and played B4. The engine thought all the bishop retreats were fine, even the illegal ones. But he played Bishop D6, still his preparation. Now, a lot of people in the chat wanted to win a pawn because they forgot this pawn would be hanging at the end. Okay, and now we have a threat, and black's position is fine. Black could also play the crazy Bishop G3. Seems a little crazy. Could do it. And Magnus played Rook B1 defending his pawn. And 200 centidues, thank you. And this position, everybody was confused. Me, Svidler, Joe. We thought white would play B5, and white has a slight advantage. Nothing serious. But instead, he forgot about his plans of queenside expansion. And I'm guessing in the press conference after the game, Magnus is going to say, why did I do that? So he played Rook E1, E3, and now he's got Vishwa nothing. And then they just kept trading pieces until there were no pieces left. And here they agreed to a draw. Easily the most boring game of the match just because of all the trading. And Magnus, who a lot of people that aren't me, but professional, commentators thought white was a little bit better. Magnus didn't even try because white's not better. I like the way Fabiano got rid of all the double pawns. That was funny. So that was the shortest game of the match. Only 34 moves, 2 hours and 40 minutes, etc. Mainly etc. Yeah. The last 3 games weren't super exciting, but okay, they've played 4 games. There's 4 draws. Nobody's dominating so far. Magnus missed a win in the first game in time trouble. He got to move 40 and then wasn't winning anymore after he made time control. And since move 40 of game 1, they've played, maybe about 150 moves and nobody's been winning. So pretty even match. Either player can still win the match. Obviously, Magnus is the favorite if they go to Rapid and Blitz. But there's 8 more games to go before that happens. That was the recap of the game. Not the most exciting game. Tomorrow's a rest day. No chess tomorrow. So the next game is Thursday, and Fabiano will have white. Tonight, I'm going to be on at 10 p.m. Eastern, doing my 2-hour stream of Blitz and Bullet. If you didn't like this draw, where the game was about equal, watch me play tonight. And then there won't be any of that. Predict the next opening. Fabiano's white. I predict a Berlin. Bam! I showed you. I predict you. You predict me. Somebody said the Rossalimo. That could be the Rossalimo. Let's see if you guys remember. I'm sure Karen does. What was Rossalimo's first name? You know what else you forgot? To bring me coffee. All right. So Karen forgot his first name is correct. Mr. Rossalimo. Okay. Now, Nicholas, obviously, and frankly. Also, I've been informed Rossalimo was a cab driver. Somebody said Hikaru. Okay, see you guys in a couple of days. And don't forget, what's important for the next game of the match is